Hey, how you doing? This is Sejihito here to bring you another live stream. This is live stream number 63, currently at 2:02 p.m. at 2/11/2024. So we're going to get right into it with a guy who says that it is very much quite difficult to be a man in this current era of America.
It is not easy to be a single man in your 30s in America today. I just went to Starbucks to order a vanilla latte with an extra shot, and as I am walking up to the door, I happen to notice this beautiful girl walking up to the door as well, and she has a Death Cab for Cutie t-shirt on. That's been my favorite band since I was 14 years old. I am 32 now. That's 18 years of loving this band. So as I take a quick two-step to open the door for her, and I'm like, hey, you have great taste in music. That's been my favorite band since I was 14 years old. And she looks at me and she just says, cool. And she walks straight to the counter, which I recognized I was giving up the first spot in line by opening the door for it. Not a big deal. When she gets to the counter, she orders a vanilla latte with an extra shot. And in my heart, I'm kind of like, that's pretty cool. What a coincidence. So I go up to the cashier when it's my turn, and I'm like, I'm actually going to order the same thing that she just ordered. She was like, great, it'll be right out. Now, there is no place to sit in the Starbucks. There's just this coffee-tory area in front of the counter. So as we're both waiting, I just look over at the gal, and I'm like, so what's your favorite album by Death Cab? And she looks over at me with a glare, and she is like, stop talking to me. I'm not remotely interested. And she says it loud enough for the entirety of the Starbucks to hear, and everybody in the Starbucks looks at me, and at that point, the only sound I'm hearing is the chorus of Hey Ya, and silence is loud. And I gotta be honest, I have never been such a deer in headlights. I had never been so immediately like, what did I do wrong? And everything in me wanted to just, in hurt, be like, honey, I'm gay. You could do worse than me. But I wasn't going to lie and throw the gay community under the bus just because somebody hurt my feelings and was rude. But I have no idea where I went wrong there. I'm so puzzled. I thought I was being nice. What did I do?
So you heard this man calmly explain that he was just trying to strike up a conversation with a woman at Starbucks because, they were both, it seems that they were both interested in the same thing. She had a t-shirt on of a band that he loved for over, 18 years. And then they were both ordering the exact same drink. And, he was like, hey, just a little bit of, small talk. And that happened. And I'm like, well, this is the society that we live in at this moment in time, but that also tells you the main thing, that she's just really not interested. You also have a lot of women that feel entitled, right? And as I've stated before, you have a lot of women that are so used to hearing compliments and hearing this and hearing that, that they don't really care anymore. They just expect it, right? Now when they don't get it, that's when they start freaking out. But if this guy was somebody that she deemed to be physically attractive, she would have more than likely did a double look. She would have tried to strike up a conversation, started really acting stupid, and, lost her mind. But this is where we are. If you are a normal, average guy in America and you try to strike up and start a conversation with a woman, just trying to, hey, nice shirt, I see you like that band, or, oh, anime, I see you. Yeah, chances are very great that you might get a response like this, and you might not know specifically what to do because she decided to make it more than what it actually was, right? Because as stated, he was like, hey, the response that she gave of, I'm not even remotely interested, she said it loud enough for everybody in the Starbucks to hear. And again, there's no reason to try to embarrass a guy that is just trying to have a simple conversation with you. But like I said before, this is the America that we live in at this moment in time, and this is the type of society that we have. Again, this dude, he didn't do nothing wrong. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. The only thing he did wrong was acknowledge her. The thing that he did wrong was trying to even give her the time of day. The thing he did wrong was even trying to start a conversation specifically with her, because I'm pretty sure if it might have been one of the baristas or whatnot, he could have probably got a conversation going, and it wasn't even trying to move, anywhere. It was just, in a sense, a conversation. But, like I said, this is what average guys, have to deal with. Now, the next video, I find a little bit of a problem which is this one here. It said we creased random. I got the sound muted because of music. They said we creased random people's shoes in Sky Zone. I'm just trying to figure out what society are we living in where we have people that for clout, for views, all of this, they want to go through a gym, and you can obviously tell that they're young. You're going through the gym and you're touching random people's shoes. You know how dirty you got to be. Firstly, you're going through and touching random people's shoes. You don't know what's been on those shoes. You don't know in those shoes. You don't know what they stepped on. You don't know where they've been. But you're going around with your fully naked hands and you're touching somebody else's shoes. Number one. Number two, you're touching somebody else's property. Why? It's funny how a lot of people are completely fine for social media purposes that they want to touch other people's property, but yet if you went and started touching their stuff, right? It doesn't matter if it's like school, home, a bus stop, they would get irate and then they would want to try to fight you. And then they would try to get a group of their friends to try to fight you as well. But it's completely fine because in the context of social media and clout to go out there and touch other people's stuff. Like I said, it used to be a point in time where people used to actually just treat another human being as another human being. And that was just enough respect as we would have it. But that's not where we are at this moment in time. Again, you're looking at the downfall of society. And I told people before, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And this is not even the air around the iceberg. We're not even touching the tip of the iceberg yet. But like I said before, this is where we are. And again, who's raising these kids? Where the parents at? Like I said, the one thing I disliked about people wearing masks during a certain point is that they can act as all weird and as ignorant as they wanted to be, and you couldn't specifically identify them. Well, I guess you could now because you got AI technology. But at those points, you couldn't really identify who anybody was. So because of that anonymity that was out there, people could just say and do whatever it is that they wanted to do, and then they could just walk off and act like it never happened. And then they'll turn around and get on social media and start playing the, oh my God, I can't believe that this is actually, oh my God, I can't believe this is the country. When I was growing up, this wouldn't, right? And it would end up being that whole type of thing. It's crazy. Completely crazy. So the next video that we got up here has to do with the reality check for a lot of guys specifically out there. Whenever you are gone off of this plane of existence, things like this will tend to happen.
Something happens to a motherfucker and a nigga hit your big mom. Not to say like, damn, is you good? Is y'all kid good? Da da da. They'll hit your big mom to fuck with her. Like her ass. Woo woo. Her ass. It's no loyalty out here. Like, it's a spooky ass world, and there's no loyalty out here. So when I be seeing niggas get left for dead, that ain't homies that like got the bread, or the breadwinner nigga who be like, man, fuck all that. I ain't taking care of all these niggas. Ooh. I don't be upset. I be like, he not wrong. He's not wrong.
So what she was explaining, right? So I know a lot of people might not know who this is. Technically, I didn't know either. So this was a woman that was involved with King Von, and she's basically explaining that the guys who were supposed to be down with him, one of them or more, have tried to contact her in order to just try to have some relations, right? Not try to check on her to see how she's doing, how everything is affecting her, how she's been, but it's to try to get, selfish gains. And the main thing that's been stated before is that's the world that we live in. That is the world that we specifically live in. And then you're trying to make it seem as though like guys who are in the streets should have the utmost respect for. No, that's not that's not how that works. You got people that are amongst you in the streets. All it takes is for the right number sign and they'll turn on you real quick. They'll flip on you real quick. And it won't even be no type of issue. They won't even think about it. There's a lot of dudes locked up right now who are trying to quote unquote stand on business, trying to stand on street business. Like, yeah, I ain't snitching, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. I'm going to sit up there and handle my 10 to 15 like a man. I'm going to handle my 30 like a man. And I'm going to be out. I'm going to be good because the street reputation is the only thing that matters, right? Like I said, and then you got other dudes who are out because they snitched, because they sat up there and told, because they was like, I ain't about to be doing no time for you. I'm about to get right back up out of here. 5 months, all I got to do, let me tell everything I need to tell. Like I said, I'm not sure where people have been, where they felt as though that there was a magical code that was supposed to be taking place. Maybe at a certain point in time, right? Maybe if this was like the 80s, the 70s, and far back, right? Maybe if it was back during those times, yeah. Now, nah. 80s, 90s, 2000s, nah. Nah, you got a whole different generation, right? The people that originally made the rules, they're dead and gone. They locked up serving time still. So who do you think is out here trying to like, you know, teach and all this? You don't really got nobody. You got people that were under those guys who were following their rules. So now that one guy is gone, now you got 30 different guys out here talking about they're that guy now, when they realistically were not that guy. You were literally under another guy following everything that he was saying because you were afraid. You were trying to plot. You were trying to gamble. You were trying to figure out a way to overthrow this one person because you wanted his spot. Like, I'm not, like I said, I feel like a lot of people are not living in reality when they um, look at certain things. Feel like a lot of people are not paying attention to reality. But like I said, that's the streets. That is that reality. And to be shocked about that, it doesn't make any type of sense at all. You seen what other street guys do to other street guys? So this ain't nothing. This is not nothing. So the next video that we got up for y'all has to do with culture. And we're going to take a look at what some people have to say about Black culture and music.
First genre of music.
Hip hop. Hip hop. It's like really ass, and like they all like it all sounds the same, and these black guys don't know how to make music for shit, bro. I'm listening to my cousin, he's black, right? My cousin's music is so ass, bro. I swear it's always like the same shit and it all sounds the same, bro. Hip hop is such like a stupid fucking genre. Nobody knows how to sing. They're all just like yapping about some random ass shit. It's ass. Hip hop's fucking ass. Rock is way better, bro. Rock. I'd be in my room like jamming out like yes.
All right, so let me just say this. We got hip hop and then we got rap. Like I said, this person right here is talking about mainstream, which is the funniest thing possible, because if you really wanted to listen to actual artists that are in hip hop that are about that life, rap, poetry, you could easily find those. But you clearly heard her talking about like people are mumbling and you don't even know what they're talking. Yeah, it's because you sitting up there deciding to listen to whatever it is that mainstream tells you to listen to. And then I'm looking in the background, I'm like, Urban Planet. That just threw me off for a minute, because the last time I heard somebody reference urban, that was usually a terminology used towards black people, like urban wear, and stuff like, basically another way to say hood. And it's a little bit weird. I'm looking at the back of this background and it says Urban Planet. And I'm like, I don't see nothing that is even referenced of hood attire, even though I do see somebody in the back with a fro. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. I see some black models. I might have spoke a little bit too soon. I would like to actually know who owns that. I'd be fairly interested. But anyways, a lot of these kids are sitting up there listening to their peers. So you're talking about like they can't sing, ma'am. What rappers are singers? I'm just trying to sit up there and figure out. Nicki Minaj is not a singer. Meg Thee Stallion is not a singer. Glorilla is not a singer. Sukihana is not a singer. Sexy Red is not a singer. Lotto is not a singer. Like, I could just keep going on. So it's like I'm just a little bit confused. Like, if you actually wanted to listen to singers, then you would actually hit up some areas in music where you actually have singers. You can go to gospel. You can go to R&B, right? You can go to quite a few areas. Classical, jazz. Like, yo, you can go to some areas and you can find some people that can actually sing if you're looking for singers. But like I said, this is just another way to talk about what it is that black people do. This is why real quick came up like, yeah, my cousin, he's black. Why do we need to know that in order for you to have an opinion? Nobody was saying like how valid are you in order to specifically speak on this, but you felt the need to want to bring up that you got a black cousin as if that's going to give you some type of points and extra that, oh, you got a black cousin, so yeah, you've been to the cookout, you can really sit up there and speak on this. Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, like Pink said, they say that black music is ass, but they're talking like they're black. Not only that, but look at them in the whole attire. It's like, yeah, like it's completely crazy because I'm just trying to reiterate to a lot of people before, and I'm pretty sure at a point in time, people are going to state that urban wear was something that everybody wore, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was categorized as black. It was categorized and deemed as negative, as criminal, right? So now urban is mainstream, ultra mainstream. So everybody out here is basically dressing urban, right? And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, it's amazing. It's just like looking at the one girl. I'm not sure if anybody saw the story, but it's a woman out there. So originally you had black women that would make attire where they would take the sports teams, don't matter if it was like the NFL or basketball, and they would sit up there and put it on jackets and and different stuff like that, right? They would sit up there and do that along with the different hairstyles that they had, during those times. So now you got a woman that's not black ended up getting a contract for doing the exact same thing that black women were sitting up there doing way back when. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's crazy. But I'm like, hey, somebody has to basically start it in order for it to be a thing, later on. And again, that's that's where we are, at this moment in time. But again, this conversation is going to keep taking place. It's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. And you're going to have a lot more people deciding that they can speak on black culture, what it is that we created, what it is that we've done. Like I said before, everybody else got their own music. Literally anybody that is not black, that has tried to claim hip hop, rap, all of that R&B, whatever, they all have their own music of their own group, but it's not as profitable and sought after. You don't have so many people trying to jump into those other categories as you do with rap. You literally have every group on the planet trying to make their own variation or jump directly into rap. And I'm like, wow. But I'm like, what happened to everybody else's music though? What happened to everybody else's culture though? What happened to that? I thought everybody was celebrating their own culture, proud of their own culture, but yet people are like, yeah, I'm about to move over here musically. Huh? Wait, what happened? Are you doing that because yours is not profitable? Or are you doing that because it's not as popular? Or are you doing that because you don't specifically have a face and it's easier for you to be different and step into this and to get something more out of it than it would be to be of your own nation, people, and music? It's more of of competition, because that's all I'm saying. Whenever I happen to see that a lot of different people want to jump into becoming rappers, I'm like, I got it. So instead of doing classical, instead of just singing, instead of just doing cover songs like people used to do 10 to 15 years ago, you decided to jump into rap because number one, you look different. Number two, you sound different. And number three, you're talking about the exact same things other rappers have talked about, but because it's repurposed and repackaged, you know that you can make a little bit more out of it versus the plethora of other black rappers. Gotcha. So whenever I start seeing other guys out here talking about the stick, the blick, the Glock, all of this, I'm like, yeah, we done heard all of this before, but you're just trying to repurpose and repackage this as if it's something brand new, and it's not. But I'm like, hey, this is where we are, at this moment in time. This is what is allowed. This is what is allowed. So let's go to the next video here. I forgot, what was this video about? Let me see here. This is the first time. Oh. So this is specifically for the woman. Technically, maybe not, right? So this woman is going to tell you about hair braiding, right? And the pricing and tipping. So a lot of women out there will more than likely understand what it is that she is talking about, but I'm gonna let the video go.
I did not tip the girl who did my braids yesterday, and this was the first time I haven't tipped to get my hair done, and I was fueled with anxiety, especially when I hand her over the cash and she starts counting it, and I was like, I just did not feel like tipping was necessary on this service. For reference, this was $350 to get done. These are small, knotless, and this is a French curl braid. That averages out, took her 7.5 hours, $46 an hour. Minus the cost of hair, so we'll just round it down to $40 an hour. She didn't have to commute. She's not paying any extra overhead because she works from home. I think that that's a really good price. How many people are making $40 an hour? I want to also add that I had to go to the ATM, which is the most inconvenient method of payment, to go get the exact amount of cash that I needed for the appointment. I also had to come wash, conditioned, and blow dried, and I was the one that had to do the commuting. This is no shade, no tea, no nothing. This was the most comfortable braiding experience I've ever gotten. She was the best braider I've ever had, and I will definitely be going back to her. A lot of people say tipping is how you say thank you, but to me, saying thank you is how you say thank you. Respecting people's policies, arriving to your appointment on time, being respectful of the space that you're in, letting them take photos of their work after, and maybe telling your friends, or if you have a social media following, that to me is how you say thank you. We don't need to bump someone's $40 an hour work up to $45 to say thank you. Sue me.
Okay. I'm just going to state this as the person that I am, right? And I want to just go through real quick. Shout out to Pink, Susan Butler, Tippy, Tippy. I was about to say actually. Shout out to Tippy and shout out to Daphne Love. So the main thing I want to say this, right? And I'm just talking about specifically from our perspective. I've always been the type of person where if somebody does a good job, I'm going to tip. I even had when I did go to the barber at a point in time, I did sit up there and tip. I'm like, yo, I got it. And I'm gonna if I'm in a sense, blessed or whatnot, I'm going to, sit up there and pass that on, give something to, somebody else. Like I said, I don't know how his day going. I don't know how much clientele he got or or whatnot or whatever. But what I'm going to sit up there and do is I respect the fact that he is a barber. He did his 1,500 hours or whatnot to go through barber school. He spends, his days, basically doing this. This is his profession. This is his career, right? This is his trade, right? To be a barber. So I respect everything that he did. I'm going to sit up there and tip, right? And he's not even spending that much time, maybe about like maybe 20, 30 minutes, right? So now I'm sitting up there trying to look at that from the outside and trying to understand what it is that she is stating, right? As a young man, being in a black community, I've been with black women going to the beauty salon, right? If you've ever grown up in a family around black women, you were young enough to have either gone shopping or you went to the salon and you had to sit up there in those plastic chairs for hours. And these are the plastic chairs that don't have arms, don't have grips, so you slide directly out of that chair, right? So the moment in time that you're doing that, you realize that a lot of this stuff takes a lot of time. Like in certain extents, you would have people there for almost close to 11 hours. Like they will be there from the morning up until almost night getting their hair done. And this is for what was called zillions, right? Zillions are basically, I guess, what they would consider now or call them like micros or whatnot. So that's basically what those are. Very, very fine, small braids throughout the whole entirety of a woman's head. And I went through the comment section and there was a lot of women stating that, yeah, I don't tip either. This, that. If you got somebody literally standing there for about 7 hours doing your hair, you're like, you're not about to tip. Yo, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. That for, like I said, for me, you're going to state that this person is doing all of this great work, but then you're like, well, they're not washing my hair. They're not blow drying my hair. They're not doing that. Realistically, it used to get to the point where a lot of the women who would do hair, they're like, yo, you ain't washed your hair in like weeks. And it's like, I got to literally spend 20 to 30 minutes washing your hair, which is something that you should be doing throughout the week. I got to sit up there and do that, right? And then they got to sit up there and take out time to blow dry it and all this. Like, yo, that's a lot of time. And then on top of that, they're still not getting tipped. They're still getting people coming there late. They're still getting people, oh, I gotta run out and get the other half of them. Like, yo, it's crazy. And then she up here talking about I'm doing, everything that you're supposed to be. Yo, if you know that the business requires you to have money, why are you talking about you deserve to get some points because you got the exact money? This is the service that you requested. So yes, have the exact money. What are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking? Like, yo, the society that we're living in right now is so jacked. It is so completely jacked. Like, yo, if you got somebody doing manual labor, those people deserve tips. Like I said, that's just me. If you got the money to literally pay $350 for your hair, you got money to sit up there and tip. You have money to sit up there and tip. And then on top of that, not only are you paying somebody to get your hair done, but you're more than likely also buying the hair that you want installed into with your actual hair. So it's like, yeah, if you don't got the money to tip, like realistically, I feel like you should be doing your hair at home. But the culture of women knowing how to braid hair, that is technically that's been on a huge decline. Like when I was growing up, going through high school, I could sit up there and just go directly to a girl that I knew how to braid hair, and I would sit up there and have her braid my hair during lunch, and then the rest of it would get braided after school. So I got half of my hair already braided, looking fresh, and then the rest of it is going to get finished. Like again, that's the culture. That's the the way that I in a sense grew up. I'm not sure if you can really find those girls now in schools who legitimately actually know how to sit up there and braid. I'm talking about like when I was growing up, the girls like they knew how to braid. I'm talking about like those girls realistically during that time should have had their own salons. Like a lot of black girls during that time knew how to braid. Like I said, I can't tell you what it is now. I cannot because we're in a whole different culture. People, act weird about a whole bunch of stuff. So I wouldn't even know what to specifically tell you. Like I said, it's a shame, but it is what it is. And I'm just going to break it down like this. For what it is that is lost when it deals with a certain skill set, there are people out there watching. I've been watching Asians out here. We're not at a loss when it comes to black barbers. We got a lot of black barbers directly out here. So that's not even an area that I even need to touch. But when it comes into like the whole braiding, yeah, I'm just going to sit up there and say for a lot of the women out there, for the skills or the trades that are lost, when it deals with like women being able to manage and do hair, you got other women out there, other cultures out there sitting up there watching. And I'm talking, when I mean watching, I'm talking about they're studying as if they're at school. So whatever videos that black women and black girls are putting up previously about learning how to do hair tutorials, they are eating that up like that is a college course that they are paying $40K a year in order to be in that class. And those people are going to master it. I don't think people even understand what it is that I'm even trying to state here, because I'm looking at people in from other nationalities that can do some very nice braiding. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I'm like, that's some fire braiding, right? I'm like, all right, you did that. And like I said, it can't sit up there and hate, can't sit up there and get mad specifically at it. Because the moment in time that you decide to drop something and you want to say that you don't want to do this no more, somebody else is going to pick up what it is that you dropped. So then when you drop it and somebody else finds it and they make more out of it than what you were able to do because you didn't want to sit up and pursue it, you can't turn around and sit up there and get mad. You cannot sit up there and turn around and get mad. So like I said before, I'm just putting this out there for a lot of the women out there that stated that, yo, we're not out here about to be braiding hair. We're not doing. All right, no problem. So don't get mad when you see other women of other nationalities coming through, opening up their own braiding shops, having their own salons. Don't sit up there and get mad because you specifically stated that this is not something that you wanted to sit up there and do. That's all I'm saying. I viewed hair braiding in the black community as a type of tradition. That's a way that we can all sit up there and talk. Just like the same thing with the barbershop. That's a tradition within itself. The barbershop is an area where We can have talks about politics, talking about family, we talking about friends, we talking about stuff in the community, we talking about news, we're talking about the culture. Like, that is the spot. This is why you got a podcast that takes place in a barbershop. Because that's what the barbershop, that's the staple of the barbershop in the Black community. I can't speak for everybody else, but that's what it is in the Black community. That's what it's always been. Right? So, like I said, I look at both of those things as integral when it deals with Black culture. And to literally see one portion of the culture deciding to drop off that thing and allow other people to pick it up, I don't know what to tell people. So this is why I'm not mad when I ran through and I saw a video, and I think I did do a video over it. It was another woman, not Black. She decided that, she wanted to, start braiding hair and all this, and she has Black women as clientele. And I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. When you have a whole host of people that decide to drop a skill set and then they opt to want to have somebody else do it, this is what that looks like. Other people are going to come in and make money. So when you have somebody that is not Black, that knows how to sit up there and braid hair just as good, if not potentially better, than the people who are already doing it, yeah, they're going to be making money. They're going to be making money, and a whole bunch of people are going to be rolling up to that scene. So like I said, I'm just trying to tell people, like, hey, don't get mad when other people start picking up what it is that you dropped. You can call it leftovers, you can call it seconds, whatever it is, whatever you want to sit up there and try to degrade it and call it as if you're better than. When somebody else picks it up and they start getting a lot more clout, a lot more fame, a lot more fortune, don't sit up here and get mad, because at the end of the day, that's a you problem. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Yo, what is up, Julie? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, Tim? What is going on? Pink said the only time I didn't tip was when I didn't like how my hair turned out. That stylist was rude and gave me treatments I didn't ask. No. That's different. That's different. I've been there, like I said, with the variety of experiences that I've had in life, especially going to hair appointments with, either one or two women that I was with during the time. I had an understanding of the types of rudeness that women would actually get from other women. The way that they would talk, the microaggressions and how people, like I said, I've been there. I've seen it. I have seen it. Like I said before, it's something watching women have an interaction with one another, and then you're specifically trying to like mess up another woman's hair versus guys. Guys can sit up there and have disagreements, but the dude is still going to be professional. It's either one or two things that's going to happen. It's be like, yo, man, I ain't about to finish this cut because you being like, rude, disrespectful, or the dude is going to get up out of the chair because he don't like the way that the barber's, talking or whatnot. And then somebody else will finish it, right? Cool. Or the other instance is you'll have a barber be like, yo, I really don't like the way that you moving and talk right now, but I'm going to finish this cut because that's what I'm supposed to do. But it's like, yo, don't come back, either to this chair, don't come back to this barbershop. Right? It'll be stuff like that. Like I said, I've literally witnessed these things transpire and take place. And when women sit up there and do stuff, it's crazy. Watching women actually treat other women a certain type of way when you're trying to beautify them, where you're trying to do a specific thing to, bring up their looks and stuff like that. It's a whole different thing. Women have done this both with makeup. Women have done this with hair. Women have done this when it comes to fashion. So like I said, for women out there, like, y'all got a lot of stuff to deal with. I am so glad that I'm a guy at the end of the day, because I don't got to deal with none of that. Like, literally being able to sit there and watch how y'all treat each other, and I'm just talking about women in general. Woo! That's something. I am so ecstatic. I might have to sit up there and go through a lot of different things, and multitude of stuff can happen, but I would rather not deal with that on an everyday basis. I'm good. Y'all got that. Y'all can be the champions. Y'all can be the champions on that one. Y'all can be the champions on that one. Tim said Iverson braids were the standard in the day. Yeah, they were. Yep. And then all the designs that were taking place, man, we still got designs now, but it was like when braiding was really the thing in the black community. It was something. It was a sight to behold. Like everybody had a different type of style. Like every the girls and the women during that time that were braiding, they each had their own technique and their different type of style. Like it was dope. It was so dope. And it's like now that's not really in existence at this moment in time. That's not where we are. That's not really, the culture, at this moment in time. But I also want to state that's also due to the effect of women not finding braids as attractive as they once were. The thing that became the culture was going back to Lil Wayne when you started to have guys with locks, or as some like to call them, dreads, right? And that was like that whole main thing. So you started to see a lot of guys be like, oh, that's what y'all into now, no problem. So okay, that style look, I think I could fit that, no problem. And then you had guys starting to morph over from having, like the Caesar, the fade, the waves, to the braids, to the coils. Now, Lil Wayne era, people started going over towards, locks more because that's what a certain segment of women were actually interested in. Now it went from a certain segment to, in a sense, a general, type of thing that took place. Not really mainstream, but it's more general. Where if you got locks, you're deemed as, more attractive. Women are more receptive, to you, right? Because you have that one thing that they actually do, like look at. Like I've seen a multitude of videos of women are like, yeah, the main thing I find attractive on a guy is if he got this type of hairstyle, like locks, and it's this certain type of, yeah. It's like you're already in the door. If you automatically have something that a woman is like, this is what I like, you're automatically in the door. You don't got to really bring nothing else. You're automatically in that door. So, like I said, it's a lot easier to basically work in that manner versus as most people would try to say, oh, if you're a guy, just be yourself. Yeah, guys been doing that, and guys been taking L's because the moment of time that a dude is himself, then people start saying that dude is boring. So I'm like, yeah, so much for being, yourself. But anyways, slightly derailed the conversation. Slightly derailed the conversation there. David said facts. Tippy said tipping is optional. No, tipping is optional. But what I'm saying is, if you literally have somebody there and they're spending 7 hours on you, because you're not going to do it yourself. How many women out here are like, yeah, I'm about to spend 7 hours braiding my hair? Most women, well, let me specify that. A lot of black women in the black community don't even like doing their hair in the morning. I know this because, again, live with, raised by, community surrounded by black women, black girls. So I've heard these conversations. So me generalizing is not outlandish because I've literally heard these conversations passing by. Women in the beauty salons, women going directly to the beauty supply store, or even standing in line at CVS with their hairs like hair wrapped or whatnot. And you hear a lot of women like, yo, I don't even like getting up and brushing. I just got up like this because I didn't want to deal with my hair. You got a lot of women out there that don't even want to deal with their hair. So if you, like I said, this is all I'm saying. You know yourself that you don't want to deal with your hair. Pay the people that want to actually deal with your hair. Right? It ain't nothing. Give them a little tip. Hey, $20 or whatever it is. Something. That's all I'm saying. They're dealing with a specific issue that is a you issue that not even you yourself, who was born with it, don't even want to deal with. I'm just saying that, that's something. And I done seen some people here. Some people don't know how to manage or take care of their hair, and they just allow their hair whatever. So you got a lot of people that don't even really wash their hair on a significant basis, or even comb through or brush it. So then when the stylist got to deal with it, it's like, yo, they're sitting up here seeing like dead skin. They're seeing all types of like dandruff. They're noticing now you got like scalp issues. You got large clumps of hair coming out because this is hair that you normally shed. Like, yo, that's a lot of stuff to have to sit up there and deal with. And some of these beauticians are really like scientific when it deals with dealing with a person's scalp. Like, people don't even understand. They can spot stuff that you're not able to spot because they have a sky view, of your cranium. So they can see certain areas where you might be balding, you might be thinning, hair is not really growing in this area as it's supposed to. Like I said, like I said, if people would actually understand if they went to beauty school or beautician school, whatever it's called. If you actually go to those schools and then you have, you take the extra extent where you want to learn about a person's like scalping, I'm telling you, those people deserve money. I'm telling you. People deserve money sitting up there having to deal with that, man. Because I done seen some people directly out here. I'm like, why would you allow your hair to get like that? I'm like, if you just gonna do that, just cut it off. I'm like, I don't even make no sense. Just cut it off. Like that looks completely crazy. Like I said, and again, some people don't know how to really take care of their hair. People don't keep their hair moisturized or whatnot or whatever. So then they want to complain about breakage. So when they go to a stylist or somebody at a salon, and women go there to get their hair straightened or pressed, you gotta those stylists, they gotta make a decision. It's like, I can lie to you and just take your money and just have your hair falling out, or I can let you know what the problem is. Because like I said, I've been there. Thanks to, being able to have, some of the girlfriends that I did have, I sat up there and took it upon myself to, go directly to the salon or whatnot, just because, right? And I sat up there and heard conversations of different women coming in there thinking that they're about to get this one style, and they left out with something else because they had to get their hair chopped to a whole nother length because they had too many split ends. Their hair was drastically uneven. Their hair was not being managed properly. It's not being taken care of properly. They got tons of breakage. So, like I said before, I understand why you got some women out here that decide that they want to, put on, like the wigs and all this other, because it's easy. You can just sit up there and wash your hair, put it in braids, have somebody install like the cap, put the makeup direct. I get it. I understand it. But realistically, that's going to mess you up in the long term too, because you adding in all of that glue, you adding in all that hair of which you don't know specifically where it came from, how it was washed, how it was taken care of. And then on top of that, you still don't know how to manage your own hair. Like I said, I'm not sure if people saw like what Naomi Campbell's scalp looks like. Yeah, that's a war zone. If you don't know who Naomi Campbell is, go look her up. There's pictures up there of her, and she was like one of the main ones that was sitting up there wearing those wigs the longest. The whatever edges that she was supposed to have or hairline, yeah, that bad boy is back with the Dead Sea Scrolls. It is there. It is. Woo! It's a rooftop roof, cutting back, convertible. He's looking bad. So, like I said, and I've seen, other women out there who didn't take care of their hair, and they try to, just manage what it is that they got, and it ain't nothing to manage. Like, you're holding on to like a lost city that is sinking. It's like, yeah, it just ain't happening. So, like I said, I've been able to witness and hear these conversations, so I know what it is that I'm talking about. So, I like I said, I don't know what to sit up there and tell people specifically out here. The only thing I can say is that more people need to learn about their hair. They need to learn how to take care of their scalp. Everything from, as my grandmother would say, the roots of the situation. Right? You need to really know about yourself. You need to, a lot of women out here need to learn how to take care of their hair. A beautician should not know more about your hair than you do. That literally makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. Like, you should really, if you're gonna assault your hair in a way of putting in dyes, lye, and all of these other type of chemicals on your scalp, you should know the ins and outs of everything. Everything. But like I said, that's not where we are. A lot of people would rather outsource, and then they want to get mad at the person that they outsource to. It's crazy. Daphne said, I went to a jazz club. It was mostly Asian during tap dance. Hey, like I said before, and it used to be a point in time where black people were known for tap dancing, but due to the effect of people in the black community, in a sense, putting a negative connotation with tap dancing, and then on top of that, because you don't have a lot of people trying to popularize tap dancing and really keep it in the eye, this is why you got other people coming out and doing tap dancing. And I'm not mad. Like I said, I'm not mad. It's like, yo, if you decide to let some stuff go and somebody else picks it up, you cannot sit up here and get mad. You can't. If you really want to sit up there and showcase and keep it home, then yo, you need to be sitting up there doing it. You need to sit up there and be performing it. You need to sit up there and open up schools. It used to be a point in time, I think, in the 90s, I think they had tap dance in schools. Those are nowhere to be found. I can't even tell you where a black tap dancing school is out of all of these black communities that we have specifically out here. That's something again that died out. And I'm not trying to sit up there and hear people like, oh, but in this community, no, I'm talking about overall. If I could say in overall in every black community there's a barbershop, I should be able to say the same thing for tap dancing. But again, it's not. I should be able to say the same thing for a hip hop school, but we don't. We got every other community that has a hip hop course, a hip hop class, or a hip hop studio. But the main place where you got hip hop, rap, poetry, DJing, MCing, breakdancing, we don't got these. So I'm not mad that over in Korea, they got a whole bunch of hip hop studios, and you got black women and black men from the United States going over to Korea and opening up their own stuff there. I get that. I understand it because you got a whole culture that's hungry for that. You got a whole culture. And I'm going to reiterate this. Black people are not hungry when black people want to teach other black people. So you have a lot of black people that move over to different areas because they know that they can thrive. They know that they can actually make some money off of something that they love to sit up there and do. Because the whole thing that they want to do is teach hip hop. They want to teach people how to dance. They do want to teach their people, but their own people ain't trying to sit up there and really come to them. So it's like, all right, let me sit up there and go over to Korea. Let me go to South Korea real quick. Let me see what's going on. And they making money. If you don't believe that they making money, start looking up some of their videos on YouTube. Look at their YouTube videos. Look up their TikTok. Look at their Twitter. Then on top of that, look at the studio. Look at all of the South Koreans there, both male and female, that are coming there to learn from black people on how to dance like us. It's crazy. It's 100% crazy. But like I said, I'm not even mad. I'm going to be honest. At a point in time, I used to be mad. I used to be mad. And then I'm like, you know what? That's a me problem. I shouldn't even be mad because I have the understanding of knowing and acknowledging that black people are not ultra hungry when it comes to black people wanting to teach them. We will sit up there and sweep it under the rug. We'll sit up there and swerve people. We'll look the other direction. We'll act like we don't hear them. We'll half-ass it. But then when you go to other cultures who are hungry to sit up there and get this knowledge, and they want to sit up there and really like emulate, they want to be that, they're willing to sit up there and pay top dollar. So like I said, much love and success to those people directly out there. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Because at the end of the day, I feel like what really needs to happen is competition needs to happen so that black people can start waking up and realize the type of gifts that we have and how it is that we have taken a lot of the stuff that we have been born with for granted. Because I feel like that's the state that we are in. In a lot of instances, black people feel like we are too good to do a certain thing, which makes no sense. Like, this is a gift. This is something that the universe has blessed you with. You didn't have to work for it. You didn't have to train for it. You could sit up here and sing. You can do rap. Rap and poetry is the same thing. You can do rap and poetry. You can sit up there and write. You can sit up there and do choreography. You can do a multitude of things. You even play some instruments. Gifted, play some instruments, but we throw all of that away. And then we sit up there and get mad sitting on the sidelines when we see people of other cultures being ultra successful in something that we didn't necessarily want to do in the first place. It makes no sense. That's realistically right there. That's hating. Just to be honest. You knew that you got the ability to do it, that you're naturally gifted, but you opted not to do it. But now you want to sit on the sidelines. You want to hate somebody else that's sitting up there doing what it is that you got the universe put hands on you like, yo, I gift you this. And you were like, nah, universe, I'm good. I don't want that. I want to do something else. Like I said, stop getting mad. Stop getting mad. And if you're mad, do something about it. Like I said, competition needs to happen. Competition is a very great thing. It teaches people a lot of stuff too. because you can't sit up there and just stay stagnant. And that's why rap is the way that it is at this moment in time. It's stagnant. It's no competition. Ain't nobody out here really sitting up there pressing the envelope and forcing people to get their bars together, soliloquies and all of these other type of, ain't nobody doing that. So people can just literally come up here and just mumble and start doing start doing some random type stuff, and it just blows up. Because we're living in a society where there's no such thing as thinking or critical thinking or dissecting anything. People are just mumbling to a beat because the beat sound good. The beat is the greatest thing about a lot of the songs out here. I sit up there and hear a lot of rap right now, and I'm bobbing directly to the beat. It's not even the words of the artist. It's just the beat. But like I said, music is a science within itself. And a lot of these beats created by black people. When it dealt with a lot of these beats that are out here that we just, it's a lot of black people that had their hands in making beats. But you know what? Slowly but surely, you're starting to have other people creep directly in here and start making beats. Start mastering this thing, because you don't got, it used to be at a point in time in the 2000s where you had a lot of people out here that had Fruity Loops that downloaded it both legally and illegally. And they were just on there experimenting, trying to come up with beats. That's how Soulja Boy started. Irregardless on how people basically feel about him, the one thing I respect is that he was an entrepreneur. He was in high school and he made something for himself. He retired his mom. Pay attention to that. Irregardless of whatever it is that you feel about him or your comments specifically about him, if you ain't retire your mom, it ain't no conversation. It ain't no conversation. A lot of us are still trying to, help out our moms, still trying to do a lot of things. This dude was literally still a teenager. He was doing tours and whatnot. He was in high school selling out auditoriums and whatnot or whatever. Like, this is the stuff that he was doing. He had a regular job working fast food. And then his music just blew up and he made his own beats. Like I said, irregardless of whatever people got to say about Soulja Boy, he did that. That is something can't nobody sit up there and overshadow and try to dim and try to sit up there and take away. You can say whatever you want to sit up there and say about that man. He did that. While everybody else is still trying to work on helping their parents with their retirement, work on helping their parents with their homes. And like I said, I'm one of those people. So, like I said, it's like, hey, everything that I've seen, black people, the black community have such pride over, and we were ecstatic over being able to just do it. And we just laid claim to it by actually walking in those actions. We've dropped all of that. So now you see people of other cultures, other nationalities coming through and rapping. Matter of fact, I got you, Pink. I got you. Give me a quick second. Oh, let me see something. I'm probably going to have to mute it later, but I'm going to put it directly up there. Because speaking on that, Pink has sent a video. This is something I did see throughout the week. And it's speaking directly on the fact of what I just listed about black people just dropping, rap or what have you. And you got this one artist who is Asian. Can't specifically tell you, where he's from. I'm looking at the background. It might potentially be Chinese, maybe. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. I'm just looking at the background and just noticing that pack. So we're going to take a look at this again. If you happen to watch the live stream later, I'm going to more than likely have to mute it because of the music. But we're going to hear this here at this moment because it fits right in with this. Oh wait, did it download? Okay, there we go. So let me just put that up there.
We got Henny, we got Saints, we got Cookie. I fuck so much pussy, I might switch the bus.
Right? So we heard that, right? Don't even need to replay the second time, right? So we can look at the aesthetics, right? You can see the hair, right? You can see the guy basically wearing the tee, got the pants and everything, got the tattoos. You can see how he walking up directly to the every automatic. Yeah, like I said, you're gonna have people and I'm going to state more than likely there's going to be more Asians than others that are going to be the first to roll up to really start giving a type of competition, because again, they can talk about a variety of things. They don't have to just specifically stick on trying to mimic the, okay, I'm about to be talking about like, hood type ish. I'm about to be talking about guns and no. They can start literally rapping about some stuff about their culture, or start rapping in their language to a beat, and it starts sounding real dope. So again, competition is needed because music out here is stagnant. It ain't nobody really forcing or pushing nothing. Like I said, it's going to take something massive in order for black people to wake up and realize how special they really are. And like I said, I'm all for it. Whoever wants to, start coming through and they want to start saying they the greatest in rap, they want to start putting down, a nice 16 or whatever it is. They want to do it a variety of ways. Like, oh, I'm about to sit up there and like, rap this song without cause I'm about to rap this song without, talking about hoes and bitches and ice. And all right, no problem. Got you, no problem. You basically saying you got some lyrics, you got some content to your music. You can do all of this without no problem. Do it. Do it. Because like I said before, the whole main excuse that you got right now, I think, what was it, Ice Spice? She said that she intentionally dumbs down her music for like the fan base. Like she was like, I really got bars. I'm like, okay. All right. I'm not really believing that, but okay. Now I know you got, who was it? Was it Common 50? You got Common 50 and Lupe. If you don't know who Lupe Fiasco is, go do your research. But you got those three artists who have specifically stated that they have intentionally dumbed down their music to gravitate more towards a general audience, right? Because nobody out here is literally saying that they are a Lupe fan, and I am a Lupe fan. But a lot of people are not saying that they are Lupe fans because Lupe's shit is multi-layered. I'm talking about like this shit goes through like dimensions to like the 6th to the 18th dimension. Like you got songs directly out there that people are still like, how people say that, yo, people have been studying the Bible for 1 billion years and still going through and still finding something new, right? You got music from Lupe that people have been studying and listening to Lupe for so long. They're going back through old songs and just now seeing links to other songs, right? That people did not intentionally see, right? So he might have planted something in a song from like the 2000s, and then you listen to a song from 2023, 2024, 2022, and it's like, oh, snap. It was like, yo, that's a reference from this song here and this song here and this song here, all culminating into this song here, leading into and diverging into, right? It's like I said, it's a whole bunch of stuff specifically there, right? But again, a lot of people are not going to get up here and state that their favorite artist is Lupe Fiasco, because Lupe Fiasco has stuff that makes you think. Now, again, you can listen to Lupe's music and you can just vibe to it. You can just take it on the straight ground level that he gives it directly to you on. But if you decide to go through and break down the things that he is rapping about and specifically mentioning, it's like an encyclopedia. Like it is not a game. Like some people have actually broke down one of his videos, and I don't even think that that's even a finalized version of what it is that they were able to spot. Like I said, you're not seeing that with a lot of other artists' songs. Like all of this like gang rap and whatnot that people, it ain't even deep. It's like, all right, they might be talking about an op. They might be talking about somebody that's dead, whatnot, or whatever, what they're about to do, what they did do. It ain't even that deep. You don't even got to be a scientist to even figure out what it is. But when it comes to actual artists that have bars that can actually put some things together that are very damn good at storytelling, like Lupe, yeah, it's a problem. But like I said before, Lupe has been consistently doing what he's been doing for the longest time possible. And he ain't been really, in a sense, getting no respect. The people that love him and that know his art, his form, they do respect him. But outside of that, people, nah. In rap conversations, nobody is talking about Lupe. But I promise you this, though. A lot of the people that don't mention him, I promise you, they would have a problem going bar for bar directly with that man. They would have a problem. That man would kill and snatch a lot of souls directly out here. Lot of souls. Like I would love to actually sit up there and see a Lupe, J. Cole, Kendrick, Black Thought. It's probably like some other people that I'm missing. Trying to think of somebody else that I would want in there. But I'll just leave it at them. I would love to see all of them on a nice beat. And them just being able, like, give them, let's give like a good 10 minutes and like divide up the time like between like the people and see what people come through with. Like I said, I feel like, like make it like a cipher or something like that. I feel like it'll be pretty cool. I feel like that would be something pretty dope. But again, a lot of people ain't going to be with it, especially like the newer generation. I'm like, man, we ain't trying to sit up there and think and hear all of this shit. Like, yo, we trying to sit up there and vibe out. We trying to just like have a mode, trying to, just, whatever. Right? Because again, a lot of people ain't trying to think about music. A lot of people ain't really there. This is why you got this Asian man here. He just sitting up here just like saying, anything. Like I said, I got everything that he was saying on the ground level. It wasn't nothing complex about that small segment of anything that he mentioned. I didn't even have to sit up there and put my brain into first gear. Did not even have to put it into first gear. Right? Because that's how basic rap is. Where you got other people that can come through and basically copy and do the exact same thing that you're. It's a problem. It used to be a point in time where people had to study. People had to study. Not so more. I said not so more. Not so much anymore. Can't even speak English right now. This is crazy. I'm speaking American. That's what I'm clearly speaking right now. I'm speaking American. Let me see. Yo, King Black, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Sonny is in the building. What is going on? Sonny said tap dancing, tap shoes, shoe maintenance, shoe polish, shoe polish, shoe polish, shoe polish. Clowns. Like, yo, it used to be a whole art form with that, right? Because you had to maintain your tap dance shoes. Right? It was a whole art to learn how to tap dance. And then within that, everybody has like their own style. Like, the basics of tap dancing, but then you have your own style, your own flair, your own thing when it comes to tap dancing. That was like for me, when I forgot the brother's name. But there was a brother who was still around. He was like, it was during the 90s and he was still tap dancing. And it was always dope to witness that art form and to see other tap dancers show love and respect to other tap dancers. Because like I said, during that time, it was an art form that was pretty much on the brink of extinction, at least in the Black community. I can't speak for other communities out there, but at least when it came to us, like, you don't hear nobody talk about like, yeah, I'm about to take my kids to tap dance in school. Nah. Nah, a lot of people would be like, I'd rather you sit up there and be like a rapper. You'll make money from that. I'd rather you sit up there and be a rapper, get a nice beat, rap, put it on TikTok, yada, yada, yada. Ain't no Black parents out here saying like, yo, I want my kid to be a tap dancer. Nah, because even parents know that's not going to make no money. You ain't going to be able to go nowhere with that. Even though, because there's a lack of it out here, very easily, if that kid is decent to good and they keep working on that craft, they could actually excel and, blow that whole thing up. But again, we'll never know because a lot of people opt not to, right? Jaguar, what is up? What is up? What is up? Sonny said, naturally, we don't see it now, but we will invent something new and be way too distracted with it. We'll be back. We'll see. We'll see. Tippy said it sounds horrible. Sonny said, I honestly think it's not a good idea for society to have so much of a wide access and exposure to everyone, especially age groups. No, I agree. Tippy said, okay, Black people should start making music using Asian sounds and start wearing kimonos. I mean, technically we've done it, but we've done it on, let me just highlight it. So technically, Tippy, we have done it. We've just done it in a way like when Black people, in a sense, right? For Black Americans, I can't speak for everybody else. So when we do it in America, right? Because this is our culture. If we love another culture like so much and we've integrated it as like a part of our life, we'll do it in a formal way that show some type of respect, because it's like, yo, I grew up, in a sense, with a little piece of this culture, and it's had so much of a positive effect that I at least want to showcase that effect. I want to put that, directly back out there, right? So we'll do stuff where we'll make rap songs about different like animes, and stuff like that, right? We'll take on, certain types of names, right? Because at a point in time, you used to have people that wanted to have a Japanese type of thing. Again, I took Japanese class, so this is why I got Sejihito, but that also has another meaning of which my friends gave me back in high school, right? But again, you had a lot of people that wanted to have a Japanese sounding type of name, like a gamer tag or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, that's because it was something as young black dudes during that time, like, yo, we were like really engrossed in manga, anime, all of these things. It was like, yo, we love this so much. It's like, yo, this is how we're going to show our appreciation. It doesn't matter if it's through like rap. It don't matter if it's coming up with like a dance and we're naming it after an anime character, or if we even draw in a anime-ish type of form, when it deals with our own characters. We're showing some type of respect back to that culture. Like, yo, thank you for, what it is that you basically blessed me with and gave me, how it is that you inspired me. And let me give this, directly right back. So, that same circle can, happen again. So that's what we tend to, in a sense, do with that. Again, everybody else is not in the same exact lane when it deals with black people and how it is that we decide to, bring back and showcase, a lot of that stuff. Sonny said, females are able to age so gracefully and should have that never be in environments where wisdom can't be comprehended. We have pretty girls offering guaranteed nothing. I got you. I get what you're saying. I got you. Ty said that light skinned dude from Sesame Street. Wait, huh? That threw me off real quick. Sonny said, okay, but like, is there a sound we like after? Well, I'm completely confused. Wait. This man just flew that into a whole different conversation to bring that right back down to the same conversation. That threw me completely off. Yeah, like I said, for a lot of people, they don't necessarily have to have a range. It's just the fact that they can just copy and come in and copy what's popular and not have to really reformat, or change anything, because they're going to be accepted. Again, this is a guy from another culture, and women of other cultures are going to deem this guy as being attractive. He's going to be even more attractive because he's taking part in a culture, and he might be able to carry on to a beat, or aesthetically how he looks or how he dresses. Like I said, he's already in the door. So it's not difficult. So if it's that easy for him to do that and to get women's attention, it's going to be easy for him to just walk into the door and get everybody else's attention and to get accepted and acknowledged and loved and supported and all this other. Like I said, it's no effort. It's no effort. Like I said, when black people basically go to other countries and we actually learn to speak the language as well as the people that are natively there, the look and shock and awe on people, like the amount of respect that you get is crazy. This is why I sit up there and tell black people, like, yo, start putting your kids in some language courses. Like, their experiences out here will be vastly different from what everybody else's experience, especially if they can speak the language great, well to great. Oh yeah, they are getting respected. People are going to be like, oh, I can't sit up there and talk to you. Oh, I can't treat you the same. Oh, I can't throw slide. They got it. Now they got to come with respect. And it's like, and that's the thing that I like, right? The respect was earned because you took the initiative to, it's like, all right, you want to live here or whatnot or whatever. You took the initiative to learn the language that well that now people are now, their ears are up. Now they got to really pay attention because they can't treat you like everybody else because you know the language. You can understand it. You can hear it. You can perceive it. So they got to talk carefully around you. Or better yet, they're just going to be like, you know what? I'm not even going to try it. I'm just going to treat him like he should be treated as a human being. Right? So, like I said, I put certain things out there to let people know. Sonny said, yeah, my little brother has some name like that. I guess he's into it. But music is always sex as if, I mean, yeah, I get that. That's basically how it is because it's on a an emotional spectrum when it deals with the mind and everything like that. Like I said, certain people when listening to music get goosebumps or their hairs start to raise. And if you look that up, a lot of people don't in a sense experience that, right? So it's something very special about that where you can listen to music and that is the reaction that you get. Like I said, like it's something there. Tippy said, whose attention said she? Wait, I'm confused. Tippy, I don't even know what you're talking about. Sunny said, "True, I live in the Bronx, and they always ask me." Okay, I got you. Yeah. Wait, Tippy, what are you talking about now? I'm a little bit confused, lady. I'm trying to figure out what you talking about there. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cats are a whole nother thing, though. I can tell you that. Oh yeah, that cat was sitting up there playing. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna have to throw that one up there. That one was funny. I like that. Uh, all right, let's go to the next one here. This one's gonna be a little bit interesting. A little bit interesting. Going off topic here. This is dealing with women that decided that they wanted to um, use a sperm donor, but I'm just gonna let her explain. Right? Let me add this up.
Single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me if I use the same donor when they find out I'm pregnant again. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, my reproductive endocrinologist is the first person I call when I'm ready to have another kid. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people tell me they were going to do this too, but then they got into a relationship. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me for my embryos as if I signed up for a never-ending pay-it-forward club. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, random men tell me they would have been my sperm donor when they find out. No thanks. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me if they can see what my donor looks like or if he has more vials available so they can use him. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, I'm going to tell my kids how they got here. It's not a secret. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, I blame all her weird traits on my donor, even though they're actually just like me. I'm a single mom by choice. Of course, people ask me about the dad, even though I say donor over and over and over again.
So again, this is the culture that we are in. I've yet to sit up there and see fields of guys talking about, yeah, I'm a single father by choice. Because again, you do have single fathers directly out here that have, like, I know a brother that is a single father and he takes care of his son. His son lives with him. He's been with him pretty much since he was born, and he has been raising his son by himself. He don't go on social media talking about, oh, how hard it is and he deserves a clap. He deserves admiration. He deserves credit. I don't be hearing none of this. And this is a guy who is a single father and raising his son, doing what it is that a parent is supposed to sit up there and do. But yet I sit up there and see fields of videos of women online talking about, like, yeah, of course I'm this and of course I'm that because I chose to be. And I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, this is just weird. I thought that as a parent, you're just supposed to do your job because you're a parent. You created a situation, so now you got to handle that situation as a grown adult. Nobody else made that situation for you but you. But all I'm seeing is a lot of people feeling entitled and feeling that they deserve to have some type of admiration and this, that, and the third because you're doing what it is that everybody else does. You got elephants out here that have fields of kids. You got seahorses out here that got fields of kids. You got cats. You got lions, dogs, and bears and tigers. Oh my! You got everything out here that can give birth. Probably more times than what most women can do in a year. And you're not seeing the same type of thing basically transpire and take place. Nor is it in a way of which that they're trying to push like this narrative as something that needs to happen. Again, I want to state this. I'm going to simply say this, right? It is a woman's choice in her body to do whatever it is that she wants to do, right? No problem. So instead of going, because I've heard a lot of women sit up and say it's hard for women to have kids. We go through a lot of things, the internal bleeding, the PTSD, and the postpartum distress, and all of these things potentially losing our lives. I've heard that. I've heard it all. Heard it all, right? So if you are a woman that wants to, in a sense, have kids, but you don't want to be in a relationship or use a man that why not just adopt a child? Wouldn't that be a lot easier on your body and your health? You don't necessarily, you can adopt kids. Why not just sit up there and do that versus putting your body through such stress? Because again, a lot of women always bring it up in conversations like, you don't know what we go through. We go through this and that as women. We carry and bring life. I get that. That's cool. I no problem directly with that. But I'm just saying, like, isn't there easier routes to get to that final destination? Because I'm pretty sure that there is, right? But again, a lot of people don't want to take those necessary routes. They don't want to do those necessary things. People, sometimes choose the most difficult avenues in order to, get to that final destination, which to me is crazy. But again, I just want to state to a lot of people that these videos are not specifically for women of her age. These are pointed towards the young women. I'm talking about like early 20s. These pointed towards girls who are teenagers. Again, these are videos on TikTok. Remember, TikTok originally was it was a platform. It was kids. It wasn't businesses. It wasn't adults. It was kids. So you got a lot of adults going directly onto this platform, and now they're posting a lot of their voice opinions directly on there. And who are the most impressionable people out there? Kids. And I did a live stream not too long ago. Well, it was probably like a year or so ago. And I showed y'all the difference in between TikTok over there in what is it, China? And then I showed y'all the difference in TikTok over here in the United States. It was a night and day difference. Their TikTok is educational, it's nuclear, it's family oriented, it's loving, it's caring. It's a lot of stuff that is positive. When it deals with TikTok that is over here, it's a detriment to society. And like I said, people don't understand it up until they actually go look at it themselves to actually understand, what the night and day is. I almost want to say like it's a whole different universe. Like you don't see nothing dealing with like rap. You don't see no type of goofy business. Like if it is like something like funny up there, it's just meant to be funny. It's not, oh yeah, we're doing this prank video and we're going to sit up there and nah, it ain't none of that. It's none of that foolishness. So like I said before, people don't understand the society that we're in. Instead of people going to like Wikipedia or all these other avenues to learn information and to gather sources, people are going directly to TikTok. And yes, TikTok will have some information directly up there, but more times than not, that one piece of positive information will come through with a whole bunch of detrimental and negative videos that are just meant to entertain and not do nothing else. They don't have any other nutritional, educational value associated with them at all. You literally got grown adults up here on TikTok just scrolling through a screen continuously. So what do you think that's going to do to people's attention span? So when somebody actually puts out a long form video on TikTok that may be 5 to 10 minutes, people ain't staying for that because they don't got the flair to it. The words ain't popping out. They don't got the normal noises or the songs. And so, like I said, there are certain people don't even understand how they're getting programmed by social media and a lot of these platforms to literally only pay attention to videos that have certain sounds and certain cues. That's the only way that people find a lot of videos even entertaining, or even stand up and pay even a minute worth of attention directly to them, is because people have been trained. This is a very great social experiment that everybody's a part of, but nobody even realizes how powerful this programming is up until it's too late. The moment in time where they got to start doing this in mainstream media, it's over. It is curtains, and I promise you, it's, at a certain point in time, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. I'm just going to sit there. I'm just be laughing. I'm like, hey, this is where we are. If churches have to sit up there and now start having DJs to remix rap songs in order to bring younger people in there because they can't do it with the older music anymore, yeah, it's gonna sit up there and happen with mainstream when it deals with how people perceive information and how they want to have and receive, and get the information and retain it versus how it's normally given. It's crazy. It is crazy. Timothy said, I'm a black man. Of course I make a mockery of who I am for hopes of fame and to make everyone less comfortable, to let them know I'm one of the good ones. Yeah. 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 TV said, that's me. I like the longer ones. I watch those most of the time. Yeah, I watch longer videos too, like 5-10 minutes. Like I set up there and had some videos up there that were in longer forms, and people didn't even know how to even do longer form videos on there. People were just like, all right, I got 15, I got 45, I got 50, I got close to a minute. Right. Sonny said, I was planning to have my best friend be my surrogate, but that was like 2 kids ago, and now I can't see myself putting her through having a 4th child because I want to be a dad to one. I get that. I get that. Like I said, everybody got choices, everybody got decisions, directly out there. But your situation is different from, this woman here. It's vastly different. And the other thing I'm just now paying attention to, speaking on this video, who is recording the video? I would love to know who is recording the video, because you clearly, now I want y'all to pay attention. Now the woman is making a video. You see, obviously it must be 2 adults. I'm guessing. I don't know. Right? So one's recording and the other one is talking. And then you got the kid, the little girl, all the way down the aisle. Now again, I want people to, pay attention. It's not too hard for somebody to snatch a child up. It's not too difficult. It only takes less than 5 seconds. It ain't even nothing. I need more people to be more aware. And this is the other thing I want to state too, a lot as well. I need a lot of parents to stop using their kids as the thing to make money off of, because you don't really, have, in a sense, a type of talent or a type of personality. Because I see a lot of videos like that online, especially of like very small kids, and then you got parents making full-on platforms of their children, making money off of their children. And I'm like, you're absorbing all of this money. Like, the kid is like an infant. They don't got a bank account. You're taking in all of this money, and you're just like, this is like some Macaulay Culkin type stuff, where his parents were just taking all of his money and just recklessly spending it. And I'm like, yo, that is so unfair. I'm like, y'all couldn't make it as adults and get famous, but you want to sit up there and use like the baby. And now you're sitting up there talking about this lavish lifestyle, got mansions. I'm like, yo, that is so egregious. And then that kid, when they grow up, they're not going to have nothing. They're not going to have all of those millions that you done ran through over the years. That kid ain't going to see none of that. You're like, oh, we sat up there. We took care of you. We gave you a house. You got that house because of that kid. You didn't get the house because of your career. You didn't get it because of your education. You didn't get it because of your job. You didn't even get it because y'all married. You got it because of that kid. Let's be real. Like I said, it's crazy directly out here. Crazy. Tim said, I'm a black man. Of course, I take the most pop shots in February, because if you can't beat them. Timmy says, Seji, I didn't like a lot of gospel songs, only ones like Kirk Franklin, Stump, and Seji go listen to Crazy Bone featuring Down Dionne Warwick, Power in the Name. I had that on. No. Like I said, like this is the difference. Back during those times, it was different. It was still gospel. Now it's like you literally got DJs or people of the church mixing drill rap. And we all know where drill rap basically stems from and what it is used for. If you don't, go do your research. And in gospel songs in order to create this amalgamation. I'm like, yo, what is we doing? But I'm like, oh, I get it. Because the older folks are basically dying off. You need to sit up there and repopulate the church, because if not, you ain't gonna have no money. So now you're gonna sit up there and hire like younger DJs and whatnot to basically, make these amalgamations of music, brand new gospel. I get it. I understand it. Like I said, everything has money attached to it. I get it. It's cool. No problem. Sonny said the talent in her uterus. Wait, you talking about the surrogate, or you talking about this lady here? I'm trying to figure out which one. Let me see. So this is another video that Pink has sent. Gotta wait for this one real quick. Let me upload that before we get to the last video.
Sink is full of dirty dishes and your mom wants you to wash them, but you didn't make any of them dirty. Say no and get ready for the consequence. On the whistle. Junior, wash these dishes. I ain't make them dirty. But what you say? Wash these dishes. I ain't make dirty. 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 No. Ooh. Good shit. Next drill, let's go. Second drill, you're voluntarily taking the trash out and your mom tells you to do it like you weren't already doing it. Respond rudely and get ready for the consequence. On the whistle. Junior, take that trash out. What you think I'm doing? Hold on, talk back to me. Take that trash out. What you think I'm doing? Take that trash out. What you think I'm doing? Take that trash out. What you think I'm doing? Take that trash out. What you think I'm doing? Take that trash out. What you think I'm doing? Take that trash out. I'm doing. Damn. Good. Last drill, let's go. Let's get to the last drill. Good shit, boy. Last drill, you're watching a great TV show, but your mom wants laundry done right now. Tell her you to do it later and get ready for the consequence. On the whistle. Junior, go do some laundry. I'm watching TV. I'll do it later. But what you say to me? I said go do laundry. I'll do it later. We'll 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 go do laundry. I'll do it later. Damn. Yes, he's ready to disrespect his parents. Yes.
Ew, that's funny. But that's real life though. That is real life. Some people got moms out here where it's like, yo, if she asks you to do something once or twice, she coming up there with hands. And like I said, my condolences directly out there to you. My condolences directly out there to you for those who have had to suffer that. I ain't never had to suffer that. So I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like. Like I said, that's crazy. Like I said, in every little bit of comedy, there's a bit of truth directly in there. And I witnessed these things, taking place. I've witnessed these things taking place. Let me go back. Hold on. I see you, Gail. Hold on. I got you. I gotta. What is it? Sonny said both, I guess. LOL. Sonny was like, I'm glad this is a safe space to find this funny. No, like I said, I laugh. I don't take a lot of stuff like ultrally, like offensive. And like I said, you ain't never been like a person that's been like trying to just like do some crazy type. You've been here for years. So, we've had conversations, on a multitude of, subjects that you've commented on when it deals like live streams or just the standalone videos that I've done, over the years. Like I said, I don't find that offensive. I am completely, fine and dandy with the conversation. But, like I told people before, I'm pretty much easygoing when it comes to, conversations. As long as people ain't, abrasive, caustic, those types of things, we good. Ain't no problems. We are, all well. But again, a lot of y'all been here. So it's like, we're in here. That's the best way I can sit up there, and just so happen to put it. We are in here. So now we're going to go to the very last. Oh, let me just say this real quick. Shout out to Gail. Gail said, Seji, where have you been? We got another Detroiter. We got a Detroit up in here. We got Grashit Cat. Yo, what is up? Daphne said, all of this is at the detriment of the Black family. She's promoting single parenthood and trying to glorify it. Yeah, it's bad. It is. So what Daphne is talking about is this one here. Um, and that's something I've mentioned before because, like I said, it's tough because if you're a guy and you basically bring this up, you know, you're listed as a misogynist, detrimental. What was the favorite words that some people like to use? A bandit, a criminal, demon spawn, demon seed. You know, all of those things. A bullet back, right? You get listed as a lot of negative things, right? And the main thing that I've always told people, I grew up in a single parent household. So from my experience, I'm sitting up there telling people like, yo, I've observed a lot of my friends and they have profited from coming from a two parent household. I'm not sitting up there saying that stuff is impossible with a single parent household, i.e. me, but I'm just sitting up there saying on average, the friends that I know came from two parent households. Like there was a mother and a father there. It doesn't even matter if it was a stepmother. There was a mother and a father that was present, and more times than not, they were married. So that says a lot. That does something to how a child is going to come up. I got a friend that always had his father in his life. His dad was a I think if I remember, Mr. Dinkins. He was a boxer at one point, golden gloves. I think amateur. I'm not sure. And he is also, I think, of the church. I want to say he might be a pastor. And he was always in my friend's life. Don't matter, if the parents were like separated or whatever. He was always there, right? And the father was married to somebody else. Again, you have that whole thing there where it's showing you that nuclear family, right? And his dad was always respected. Whenever like all of us, the guys, we rolled over to the house, we always saw him, we always spoke like, hey, Mr. Dinkins, like, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? He would say the same thing back to us, and then we would go downstairs and start playing, the Xbox, and stuff like that. And now because of everything that he was able to see, right? Um, he is now in the process of getting married himself. And like I said, how a child is raised will also determine their future as well, more times than not. I'm talking about in a positive light. Because of course you got extenuating circumstances, you got some other variables out there, but I'm just looking at a lot of the friends that I know in their life, like a lot of them going directly to college, a lot of them having long-term relationships with women, a lot of them getting married or potentially getting married. Like I said, there's a lot of consistencies that I just so happen to see when you have kids raised a certain type of way and they're able to witness and see these types of things. That's why I stated earlier, when it came to this woman in the society that we're in, you have a lot of adults out here who are trying to push certain things on kids, and it's not right. Like this right here, like, hey, I want to be a surrogate. Yo, it's like, how about you just like calm that down? It's cool that you want to do it. It's cool that this is the trend of videos that people want to sit up there and do. But again, everything ain't meant for everything. Again, this is a woman that is profiting off of, she's not profiting strictly off of herself. She's pregnant, child, and then there's another child in the background. Those are the main two pieces, because the main part about the video is having a child and how it is that you are conceiving this child. Again, nothing about that is speaking on her personality, her intelligence, her carrying on a conversation, anybody being interested specifically in her personality or any type of value that she's able to bring. Everything has to do with the context of a child or having a child. Take all of that off the board. Let me know if we would have had this video up here, if it might have, even seen any type of views or went viral. It wouldn't have, because it would have been looked at as the same as everybody else. Right? So, like I said before, you got a lot of parents out here that's making money directly off of their kids, and their kids ain't making no money. That child that is in her stomach ain't going to see none of that money. I promise you, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, it ain't no bank account set up for that child. When you look at the overall amount of parents out here, and if they started a bank account for a child when they were conceived, a lot of people did not. A lot of people did not. So then add in the fact that you got a lot of parents out here making money off of their kids from very young ages. And those kids not seeing none of that money. It's like, oh, well, I put a roof over your head. I was paying the bills and I brought you into this world and that. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff to escape the fact that, yo, you're taking money away from this kid. You're taking away money that you wouldn't necessarily be able to earn yourself. That child earned that money. Again, it ain't your career. It ain't your education. It ain't any of those things. It's that kid. Like I said, it's crazy. And then, as you stated before, when it came into the whole fact of she's promoting single parenthood and glorifying it, that's 100% bars. This is something that we don't need. Within the Black community is the only community where you have videos like this that are prevalent, that are celebrated, that are glorified, that are followed, that are copied. A lot of women from other cultures copy a lot of things that Black women do. This is not one of them. That should tell a lot of people something. If you got women of other nations copying Black women for pretty much a lot of their things, but they're not copying this, that should tell people something. But like I said, you got a lot of Black women not paying attention. And that's to their own detriment. But at the end of the day, the main person that's going to be made responsible is the Black man. Even like I said, I hope for this woman here. I hope all the best in everything positive happens for her, her kids, and her family, and whoever it is that she's with. But at the end of the day, on a whole nother situation, if something had took place, I promise you, the person that's going to be at fault is like, yo, how come there's no Black men out here protecting this woman? She opted not to sit up there and even have a man in any of the circumstances. So, and this is my question to a lot of people who sit up there and say that Black men need to sit up there and protect. How do Black men protect women who opt not even to have Black men a part of the initial conversation or the collaboration when it deals with producing a child? How am I as a man supposed to protect that? You didn't need me to even do this. So then I'm supposed to risk my life for a process that I nor any other Black man actually had a part in? Like, that don't even make any sense. I'm like, how am I supposed to risk my life for somebody that didn't even want to see me valuable enough to even want to be part of the process? And again, I ain't talking about the part of like the sperm donor type. I'm talking about like the actual, process, like the relationship, the marriage and the long term. I'm talking about the stuff that has longevity. Because you heard what she said in the video. She was like, of course, I had my child this way, and then I have friends that were going to do it, but they ended up doing it when they got into a relationship. I'm like, what's the problem with that? They're raising their children in a 2-parent household. I don't see a problem directly with that. And I saw some women online basically stating, well, it's stressful and dangerous out here for women to, go out here and be in relationships because you never know about. It's all right. You can make all the excuses that you want to sit up there and make. Go right ahead. Just if you want to go out here and you want to have a sperm donor, no problem. Just do that. Just say that. Don't try to sit up there and blame random variables that you ain't 100% experienced yourself as to say why it is that you don't want to do it. Just say that you just don't want a man in a situation. Just say that. But like I said before, my problem is you don't want a man in a situation, but yet you still might have relations or unprotected relations with a guy. It does not make sense. Everything is just so backwards out here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me. I don't know. Let me see. So Gail said, where have I been? Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League has taken over my life. That's pretty much where I've been at the moment in time. I'm just being honest. That's where I've been at the moment in time. Like I said. And I had told Tippy before, I'm like, yeah, I'll probably do like a live stream of that game. And it's like, yeah, that live stream didn't have, I just got engrossed, directly into that game. So yeah, that's what happened, Gil. That's what happened. So I had a nice little break from doing live streams and whatnot, just enjoying a game, just relaxing. resetting, stuff like that. Getting my feng shui, directly in order. Let me see. Sonny said, I don't laugh at life stuff like this with everyone because while we get it, they won't be laughing at how violent we are or some other microaggressions. Yeah, that's true. Sonny said kids with both parents were pretty much in a gang. No. Now that's because they want to try to fit in. They want to try to be like it's the craziest thing when it deals with a lot of stuff because I can see it from both ends. And you have a lot of kids that grew up being in single parent homes and they were trying to or trying to look for the experience of those who grew up with two parents. But then you had kids who grew up with two parents who wanted to have the experience of like just being out there, just like in the streets, being in gangs, getting in trouble. It's like it didn't make any sense. And they would always say, like, yo, I'm not getting loved. I'm not getting this. And then as a child coming from a single parent household, I'm like, yo, you're going on trips. You're eating dinner with both your mom and your dad. You're going to like family reunions. Your parents are like buying you stuff and you're going to like nice schools. And I'm like, yo, like, what do you, what? And I visibly see that your parents actually do love you because they tell you. So I'm like, what about love are you missing? Because I'm just trying. I'm just seeing gold right here. But like I said, some people are just weird. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Sonny said, I heard hair like that is expensive. Just a thought. Let me see. Glasses, got health insurance. Oh, you talking about the lady. Okay. Gracious said, are you against welfare? Let me see. If we're talking, I'll put it to you like this: if we're talking about having money to help out people for a short period of time up until they get back on their feet, I'm for that, right? We should be helping out our own people, focusing on that, no problem. If we're talking about allowing somebody to do this for like 20, 30 years, no, I'm not with that. I'm not with that because that money could be going towards something else. During a 20 or a 30-year stint, you as a grown adult, you should be like getting a career. You should be getting things specifically together for yourself. You shouldn't be trying to sit up there and specifically raise a whole generations, directly off of that little bit of nothing when you could have actually bettered yourself either before you got into that situation of having kids or even during or after. There's no excuse. It's inexcusable as an adult to literally be living off of that for eons. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So in that extent, when we're talking about people overusing or the long-term usage of welfare like that, I'm in a huge disagreement with that. Huge disagreement because that's not going to teach anything. That's not going to put anybody into a better place. That's only going to create the same exact circumstance as which that person first got themselves into. Because people are like, oh, well, it's all right because I got this safety net here. Again, once a lot of these safety nets start getting taken away, you're going to start to see what type of adults you actually got out here. Start taking away a lot of these safety nets, you're going to see who's an adult and who's not. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Daphne was talking about the other conversation, talking about facts. Okay. I see you. Gail said, I was a single parent and I 1,000,000% do not advise or agree with it. And I promise you, Gail, my mom would say the exact same thing that you're stating at this moment in time. My mom sat up there and told, like I said, this is why I like to have these conversations because I can add personal context specifically to this. And I might have said this quite a few times, so no apologies. My mom sat up there, my mom being a single parent, she sat up there and told me, she's like, being a single parent is hard. I would not recommend any woman or young girl to be a single parent, nor would I want you to be a single parent. This is not something that it should be glorified or anything that should be publicized. This should not be anything that is like newsworthy, right? You are a parent. You made a situation. You made the bed and you sleep directly in that bed. That's what my mom told me. And that was coming directly from her mouth to her son. Right? That's what parents are supposed to sit up there and do. right? That's the knowledge that you pass on, right? It's like, hey, I do love you. I do appreciate that you are here and what it is that you gave to me and everything like that. But at the end of the day, this is something that is very tough. And I would not want you to sit up there and go through this. I want you to do better. Understand what I'm saying? My mom is sitting up there telling me she don't want me in those same circumstances. How many parents are literally out here telling their kids that while being in those circumstances? Not a lot, because a lot of parents don't want to be seen as being wrong. Every parent out here who's a parent always wants to be right. No parent wants to be wrong because they don't want their kid to be like, oh, remember that one time you was wrong? They don't want to have that conversation. They're not trying to hear their children tell them that they are wrong. They really don't even want to have other adults out here telling them that they're wrong. Like I said, we're in a society where a lot of people, everybody wants to be right and nobody wants to be wrong, and especially parents. There's a lot of instances where a lot of parents out here are wrong, no matter how well-meaned or good intentioned they might have been. You were wrong. You got to own that. You got to accept that. You got to acknowledge that. And like I said, if the kid is telling you that you're wrong, you know that you're wrong, own that. Take that L and walk with it. Just simply come back and be like, you know what? I apologize. I should have did better. Like I said, a lot of parents can't do that. A lot of parents got too much pride and too much ego to admit when they are wrong, and then also to apologize to their child for being wrong. That shows a lot of humility. But too many parents are so ego and pride driven that they could never do that. But you always want your child to respect you. You always want to talk. You always want your child to speak to you in a certain type of way, but you can't even respect them to admit that you were wrong as a grown-ass adult. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And that baffles me how a lot of people are even parents. You can't even do something that simple. You want kids to always acknowledge and take responsibility for being wrong. You always want to bring them up for being wrong throughout the years. But the moment in time that your child brings up one thing, you lose your minds. You don't even know how to handle yourselves. And I'm like, how does that work? So a child has to earn your respect, but the child is automatically supposed to give you respect? That's crazy to me. Just because you birthed them? No, that's crazy to me. You got to earn the respect of other adults directly out here. There is a generalized respect for a human being, but beyond that, everything else is earned. So yes, you had a child, right? Because you got the God-given ability to come together with another adult with life energies and create another life. But that doesn't automatically mean that you get respect from doing something that every other species of plant, animal, whatnot, or whatever is able to do out here on this planet. No, that's not how that works. There are things out here continuously giving life. The sun gives life every single day. Every day. So you're not going to sit up here and say that automatically you should just be getting all this respect because you just gave. Nah, son. You got initial respect. Everything else after that, you got to prove yourself, because just because you're a parent don't mean that you're a good parent. Just because you brought a life of a child directly here doesn't mean that you as a parent were deserving to actually be blessed with that life. There's a lot of parents out here who are terrible that have the ability to have a multitude of kids. But then you got some of the best people out here that deserve to have kids, but for whatever reason, the universe made them sterile and they can't have kids. I'm like, wow, that's crazy to me. So the people that deserve to actually have kids and should be able to procreate and to raise kids can't even do it. But the people who are the most undeserving, the most selfish, ego-driven, pride-driven individuals, they're able to sit up there and just create flocks. Wow, that's beyond me. That is beyond me. So like I said, I'm technically with some of the new generation when they sit up there and say that the reasons why they don't, in a sense, respect adults directly out here. I get it. I completely get it, because I saw the exact same things growing up. You have people sitting up there telling you that you should just automatically just respect me 100%. It's like, no, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. Even if we are family, you still have a lot of stuff to sit up there and prove. Just because we're family doesn't mean that you automatically get respect. Because like I said, I done told y'all family stories that I've gone through, that I've seen. And I'm like, yeah, there's when I was younger, yeah, because I ain't know no better. You're right. Yeah, I'm giving 100% respect because I don't know no better. But once you become a logically thinking teenager, adult, you start to perceive the world drastically different. And you understand that there are double standards. Again, children are made to be 100% respectful and to give all respect and acknowledgement and love directly to, an adult. But the same is not given back to kids. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. We're supposed to respect all elders and adults out here because they've been here longer and done all of this stuff. But yet, the brand new life that is coming in to replace and to make sure that the world is going to keep going, they have to work for all of their respect and acknowledgement. And that's, like I said, it's crazy to me. It's just, it's crazy to me. But again, like I said, much love and respect and shout out to my mom. Shout out to Gail and other single parents out there that are actually truthful and have real conversations with their kids. Because again, these are conversations that need to be had, which a lot of parents are not having. Gracious said, "I believe in a parent household." Well, do you mean a single parent or a two parent? I'm not sure if that might have been a typo, so I'll let you correct it if you need. Sunny said, "Intelligent, yes, but unfortunately in an environment where thriving for her resulted to the necessity for this expression." Yeah. Yo, Solo, what is up? What is up? Also, shout out to Solo. I seen you out here in these Twitter streets. I see you out here. Like I said, I see quite a few of y'all out here directly on Twitter and other social medias. I see y'all out here. I see y'all moving. I see y'all moving. Much love, respect, and appreciation to y'all in the conversations that y'all take part in, on Twitter and IG. I see y'all out here. Gail said, "Seji, your game has always been our issue. This is why I've made an appointment for us couple scouts." Oh, that is hilarious. Gail is hilarious. Let me tell you something. And I want to know, Gail is also a gamer. Well, technically, she's a retired gamer. She has a 360. Not really up to date. Might maybe play some stuff on the cell phone. But been trying to tell Gail over the years, yo, go out there and get a brand new system. You can get up to date where Tippy is. I think Tippy got like a PS4. It's like, yeah, you can be wait, does Tippy have a PS4? I gotta wait for Tippy to respond because I forgot which one she got. I forgot. Shout out to Solo and Gail. We got Ingratitude. We got Ali in the building. Said hello. How are you doing? Are you getting enough rest? Oh yeah. I'm getting rest. Trust me. I am getting rest. Much love, respect, and appreciation to you and yours. Like I said, I just took a short little reprieve from doing the live streams and the videos. Like I said before, it comes to a certain point in time where you got to just step back every now and again and just allow yourself to, sit up there and breathe. Because earlier on, I didn't do that. I was just trying to hammer out videos and have conversations and cover every single thing that I can possibly do. And I really would not have time for myself or the things that I, in a sense, really wanted to do. I mean, I would have to carve out time, but it really wasn't the time that, I really wanted to, put into certain stuff because I was putting more time into, doing this. All to have it fall apart. What a shame. What a shame. Let me see. What is that? Hopefully I pronounce your name correctly. What is it? Ty C. Roland, what is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation to you and yours. Daphne up here rolling. Hey, we got Zaire in the building. What is up? What is up? Said, hey, Seji, what do you think about the migrants crossing the United States border? I got you, brother. So, in a few of the live streams, I know you might have missed out because you're busy. You got school and everything like that. I got you. So in a few of the live streams, I talked about this. I talked about the effects of certain news stories I've seen where they've had shelters for the homeless and then they've kicked out the homeless in order to put migrants in. I've seen other videos or covered videos where kids weren't able to go to school during the week because they allowed migrants to take up shop directly in those schools. In another state, you now have migrants pretty much setting up shop in a community center. It's a Black community center that is used for the kids and and everything in the area. And you had one of the coaches speaking out about it. He's like, yo, I do, track, we do sports. And I normally, train and we go, directly into the center and whatnot. And we got to try to situate and find another way to do the things that we need to do. Like I said, and I told people this before, in a sense, in general, America is not going to really care about the migrant issue because it's going to hinder and affect the black community first, right? Whenever anything affects the black, go back and look at the crack epidemic in the 80s and the 90s. Whenever something really affects the black community, everybody's like, okay, let me get my popcorn. Let me, put some dogs on the grill. Let me get me a nice brewski and let me sit back and watch the festivities. That's what America does, right? But then once this gets past the black community, right, that's the first layer. And now it starts to reach everybody else. This is when you're going to start hearing people cry. This is when you're going to start seeing more and more videos of people of other communities going to town hall meetings and wanting to be red in the face and blue in the face, trying to explain why this is a bad thing. And then you're going to hear them complain about, yo, how are they getting all of this money, but we can't get any money for our kids' sports? Because I want to remind people, just about last month, I told y'all the fact that you got migrants. I think it should have been in like Chicago. They're getting about like $9,000 a month, and that's for housing. And I'm like, hold on, wait. So I live here, born and raised. I got my work card. I got my work card, aka my birth certificate, and I got my work number, aka my social security. And you mean to sit up there and tell me that I pay taxes and I can't get $9,000 in order to help me with some housing? But yet you got people that never put anything here, and they can clearly get $9,000 in a house. Wow. Blew my mind. It blew my mind. Blew my mind. And this wasn't even the first time that I spotted anything like this. There was a video I was supposed to bring out to you guys where it was a black woman. She filmed some people from Cuba coming over on a boat. And they stated that once somebody from Cuba basically touches American soil, I think they're automatically considered an American citizen. It's something crazy. I'm like, what? I'm like, I can't be from here and decide to go to South America and be automatically touching land there. I'm like, yeah, I came all the way from Florida and I swam here, and now I'm a South American citizen. No, they're gonna be like, you ain't grow up here. You ain't speaking the language. You ain't never lived. No, you immigrated here. You're trying to come here. You're trying to get citizen. Like I said, I respect that. I ain't even mad at it. It is what it is. But I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Some of the rules that they got for other people is it's I've never heard of this stuff before. It's something that is crazy. Completely crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be looking bad for the black community. It's gonna be looking real bad. It's gonna affect, the schools, is going to affect jobs, is going to affect careers, because a lot of jobs are going to, instead of trying to hire somebody in the black community, they're going to hire somebody else for less. That's what they're going to do. And then when they hire somebody for less, this is what I want to specifically, speak on. Like I said, this ain't even a shot towards the people coming over here. I'm sitting up here respecting game. When they come directly over here, and it might be about like 8, 15, 20 of them, they'll all be in one house. Or set up shop somewhere, and they'll figure something out. They'll start up a business. They'll pull whatever little bit of money that they're getting from like side jobs, odd jobs, or whatnot, or whatever, and they'll turn that cash money into a business. They'll buy up something. They'll buy up some housing, buy up more housing, or they'll buy up a building to start up a business, and it'll be a family-owned, community-driven business, and the community will support it, and then they'll use that money and buy up another building to do the exact same thing. Like the blueprint that they are in a sense doing, of course, black people are already doing that here. But again, we've lost our way from doing that out of either fear, ignorance, both, or just people just having too much ego and too much pride. So black people are going to be losing a foothold on the black community. Soon enough, the black community is going to be a multicultural community. And then that multicultural community is going to be controlled by one set group who is the main population. And it's not going to be black. So like I said before, maybe competition needs to happen, because a lot of things are too stagnant. A lot of people are just too comfortable in what it is that we have at this moment in time, because ain't nothing really forcing them to move or change how it is that they perceive things or whatnot. So like I said, I'm all for competition. People are going to rise and people are going to fall. But at the end of the day, somebody is going to make it. And those are the people that I'm sitting up there betting on. The ones who are going to do it, the ones who are going to walk into action, the ones who are going to make it, the ones who are not going to falter, the ones who decide to give up, that is on you. And you're going to have to sit up there and figure that out and situate that shit for your own family and your parents and everything like that. Like I said, if you got the will to survive and persevere, you are going to make it. That's how it works. But yeah, that pretty much sums up everything, Zaire. That pretty much sums up, you know, all of that in that jazz. Sonny said that's scary. Gracious said a 2-parent household. Okay, yeah, I got you. I'm with you. You said my dad and my mom never apologized. Hey, like I said, it is what it is. I had different experiences. My mom, she's apologized for me for, you know, being wrong in certain, you know, instances and, you know, and stuff like that. And like I said, that made me look at my mom different. I'm like, wow, I never actually had or witnessed or seen an adult actually apologize for being wrong, because normally parents are just like, I'm right. Whatever I say, and that is, I am the law. I am the judge, jury, and the executioner. That is it. That is right. That's it. But, you know, that's why I said, like, I try to give the experiences that I've had, because I know that I've had different experiences from just talking to different people going through life. I've noticed that I've been blessed to have the experiences that I've had, because a lot of people ain't really have those experiences. And even still to this day, you got parents that know that they were wrong, and the kids and other people can point out that that parent was wrong, and the parent still won't apologize. I'm like, man, the type of ego and pride that you got is crazy. It is crazy. But like I said, for a lot of parents, that's the only thing that they got that's a driving force for them to be able to survive, because they don't know how to thrive and survive off of nothing else. Right. And again, they're coming from a generation where that was passed down and specifically taught to, you know, to them. So, you know, it's tough. But, you know, my apologies, you know, for that, you know, taking place with you. But I will sit up there and say that that's a learning tool for you. And now, you know, as an adult, or like I said, I'm not sure what age you are, but now as the person that you are, you can have an outlook where it's like, all right, I'm not going to do the same thing with my kids. You can break that, you know, that chain and, you know, and those things or whatnot. So, you know, Black First Coffee, what is up? What is up? Said, bro, peace, said Yahito and mods and bros and my sisters and rest all of y'all. Sonny said, man, you are speaking to the pumps in my heart right now. I'm going through this with my grandma, even while my mom passed. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. I went through some stuff with my grandma, but I had to I got unresolved stuff. It's small stuff, but it was technically big to me because I was a child during that time. But also more so, I take on the stuff that I know that my mom went through as her child, and it's like what hurts her inevitably hurts me, right? Because I feel like I am her guard, you know, her shield, her armor, because she protected me throughout life. So I feel like I should be, you know, you know, it's how to explain this without making it too complex. I feel as though, because my mom basically invested so much and raised me, that I should be the armor that she wears, right? So any animosity or whatnot that she would normally have to take, I feel like it's my job, you know, in a sense, to take that on. Because like I said, you know, my mom is older. You know, youth and whatnot is not the same. Stress, you know, affects people differently. I got all the energy in the world at this moment in time to deal with all of that, right? She should be able to just, you know, relax and just breathe, you know? So it's like, you know, it's a lot of unresolved, you know, stuff there, but it's like you gotta, you know, technically, you know, let stuff go. You know, not so much for that person, but for you. And for the longest time, I didn't really understood. I didn't have a good, complete understanding of, you know, what that meant up until later. Because at the end of the day, you know, your grandmother's going to be who she is. She's going to feel the way that she feels, but you're going to be the one to carry on all of that emotion. So even after she's gone, you know, you're still going to have that thing. She ain't gonna have those feelings no more, right? So it's like you're not letting go, or like I said, don't forget, but you're not letting go of that raw emotion because of her, because you love her. No, you're doing that for you, because mentally you need to be in at a better place. You can't allow things like this to basically hinder or hold you back from the things that you are supposed to be out here, doing, or hinder your sight from things that you are supposed to be specifically looking at, because that's what happens when we focus in on a lot of stuff dealing with family and friends and stuff. We hinder ourselves. We allow all of that animosity, all of that hate, all of that anger, all of that negativity. We allow that to let us be in one place while everybody else is moving around, doing the things that they want to do. Everybody else is focused on their stuff, but we're still focused on them. We're giving all of this energy away, but nothing is getting being given back to us. So that's the best thing I can sit up and tell you, son. You gotta. It will take some time. It'll take some work. Trust me, as a person that continuously goes through work every single day mentally, and works to try to release a lot of things from like the past. It's a lot of work. It takes process. You can either do it with by yourself, or you can do it by help of a therapist. Either which way, you can sit up there and do it. So like I said, in a moment in time that that you're starting to let certain things go, you'll notice it by the interaction that you're specifically having with said person, and how your energy has drastically changed, right? And you'll notice the fact that when you're not giving the energy that a person is expecting specifically from you because they're so used to it, that person now starts to get even more angry because they don't have that energy to feed off of. So it's almost like a star. Like, if anybody knows about how black holes or stars basically collapse, like our sun is a normal star, right? But sooner or later, it's going to start to eat up a lot of the fuel. So it's going to expand because it's eating on itself, right? So it's trying to expand in order to give itself more energy, right? So it's going to expand to the point where it's going to almost reach, to Jupiter, right? It's going to eat up all the inner planets, right? And then after it gets done expanding to that amount, it's going to collapse in on itself. Right. So that's pretty much what those people are doing, because they're not getting that necessary energy that they've been able to feed off of. They have to basically get angry and angry, basically expanding and expanding in order to reach out to try to get that energy. And then they're just going to implode on themselves. That's how that works. And I've seen it consistently like that all the time, especially if you leave people cold and dry, where you're not even arguing, you completely just emotionally cut them off, physically and emotionally cut them off. People will implode. They will decide to start saying a whole bunch of stuff. They'll have the utmost focus directly on you. But like I said before, that's a them problem. They're letting you know how much it is that they really do care, but they only care to a certain extent when it deals with a selfish type of gain that they can, specifically get, from you. Again, it's a parasitic relationship, not a symbiotic relationship. Gracia said, I love two-parent homeless relationship. That's bars. Yo, Vincent, what is up? What is up? Said, that's one of the cruelest jokes ever. I have sympathy for men and women who cannot bear children and who would make excellent parents. Yeah, that's bars. Yo, Ty, what is up? What is up? What is up? Sonny said, I didn't grow up with my mom because she didn't feel like she had to grow up. And I realized that and brought it up, and she was pissed, and I was shocked by her reaction, and I literally changed. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of parents, and I've seen some parents out here that's like, I don't really care about the first child or children that I made, but then they'll be the most excellent parents to like a brand new family. I'm like, yo, the gall, the audacity that you have to fully abandon your child like that, but then to be this ultra great parent. I'm like, who are you? Because I'm like, yo, what is going on out here? I'm like, but like I said, this is the world and society that we live in at this moment in time, where people tend to do things like this, and again, it's crazy. It's something that should not happen. Kids don't deserve to have these things be placed or put directly on them, for them to specifically go through situations such as this, emotionally and physically. But it is where where we are, and a lot of those kids, they I don't know if I can say sad to say, but in a lot of those instances, some kids become stronger. And when those kids become stronger, that's when those parents want to start coming around, like, oh, that was my kid. I wasn't the best, but I really tried to. It's like, nah, keep that to yourself. Keep that to yourself, because if that child wanted to actually air you out on social media, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. And then people are gonna chime in and be like, "Oh, you really shouldn't have did that." But then the main thing that'll take place, what we've all seen, is that a lot of these parents who really ain't nothing, who ain't really care about their kids, the moment in time that the kids start talking about the relationship that they had with their poor parent, now the parent want to get on social media, start trying to hype themselves up and pipe up and say this and that, and now they getting famous off of their kids yet again. I'm like, you brought a child into this world you didn't care about. You didn't really do nothing for the kid. Now the kid is now on. And now because they want to talk about their experience, you want to get mad. And now you want to give a rebuttal on TikTok or IG. And now you sitting up there getting famous off of the kid. Like, yo, I need you to get a career. Get a career. Get a career. Like, just go out there and do something with yourself. Let what the kid is saying, let that be it. That kid has every single right to explain or talk about the parent how they want to sit up there and talk. And especially if you are a parent that ain't nothing, that wasn't even there, that wasn't doing nothing, that wasn't about nothing. All of those kids have every right to air out all of their parents. Every right. I don't care what nobody got to say. Because I'll be damned if these kids got to sit up there and walk around. I'd rather these kids talk about these bad parents on social media versus walking around with this animosity and this type of hatred and negative energy to the point where they want to throw this energy physically or verbally at somebody else who is undeserving. I would rather them air out their parents on social media. I'd rather that happen. Like I said, if a lot of parents don't like it, then don't be that parent. If you know that you're not that parent, mind your business. If you are that type of parent, you earn that. And I hope your kids do the same thing to you. That's why I stand directly on that. Gail said, no, Seji, not a 360, but a PS4. Wait, so you got a PS4? I thought you said you had a 360. Whatever, Gail. Sonny said Xbox 360. No, Gail, like from what I remember, and again, Gail, Sonny is saying this with love. When I remember having a conversation with Gail, and it was during like a live show, I remember she said it was a 360 from somebody in the past that she had got it from. Like it was like a gift or something like that. So like that's why the 360 thing stuck out. I know Tippy has a PS4, or it might be a 3. I'm not sure. It's one of those. But if you got a PS4, Gail, I need you to start playing some games. Ma'am, I need you to start playing some games out here. Come on now. Because he doesn't play Xbox. Oh man, this dude. Black said, who is getting paid to pull this mess? I am not even sure. I did see somebody up there. Somebody had mentioned Skull and Bones. Yeah, Solo did. You said the Skull and Bones game is about to come out. Yeah, I think it is out. I have the demo, but I haven't played it because I was playing Justice League Kill the Suicide Squad. I want to actually do a review directly on that because the game has gotten so much hate and it's really uncalled for. I just feel like people are just on this bandwagon of wanting to hate stuff because it's popular. And it just draws in content and views versus talking about stuff. Like I told y'all before, positive content does not make money or sell. Look on every social media platform, you'll see this. And usually if the positive content does make money, it's over in some other algorithm of which you're not even reaching. You literally have to dig in order to find that specific algorithm and the people that watch those videos. 9 times out of 10, the stuff that makes money is drama. It's anger. It's negative. Right, because that's what people are used to responding to. So, it's crazy. Sonny said, I'm glad I got out of them 1 bathroom per floor hotel shelters before they got crowded up. Yeah. Black First said, you can't go Bo Diddley. Yeah, that's facts. Tippy said, I think the mayor of New York said that they need the immigrants here because they need more American citizens. He said there are not enough kids being born in them. If I can get that clip, if I can actually remember that, have that in the recesses of my mind and remember that, I'll make a video about that. Sonny said, I was on trial to see how the process could be implemented. Wet foot, dry foot. Ty said above. Let me see. Black First said, I need my tax money. You got to call JG Wetworth, man. 877 cash now. If you want your money, you want it now, you got to call JG Wetworth. Everybody know that commercial. Black First said, I don't want mine on this. Let me hold theirs. They got it like that. That's bars. Sonny said, I asked myself, how did I get myself in a situation where I'm the only black man I know? It be happening like that. Sometimes, we'll just, fall into an area and it's like, how did I get here? It be happening. Tippy said, no, Seji, no. The reason why they're getting business because other people are happily giving them loans plus extra stuff. No. I know that. I know. Sonny said, my neighbors are foreign who don't speak and pile up in apartments smaller than mine's. Okay. Tippy said, they're giving them 53 million on debit cards and they're giving them 185 million. They're giving them way more money than people who are on welfare. No, I get no. Trust me, I get what it is that you're stating, but I'm stating from what Gratiot was speaking on. That's why I said, like, if we're dealing with short-term welfare, I'm completely fine with that. People deserve to have the ability to have a little bit of help because maybe they're on hard times, right? Like the pandemic, people needed actual help and they weren't, in a sense, really getting that help from the government. The government's like, yeah, we'll give this to you for a couple of months, but after that, go out there and find a job, you bums. That's literally what the United States government said, right? But yet you had other areas around the world that were still helping out their people, right? But then the United States government is the only government that will literally go out here and tell you that you're a bum and you're being dependent on the government while the government is making other people dependent on them by getting them all these billions of dollars. Crazy. It don't matter if it's outside or inside the United States. It's crazy. Daphne Love said, change the direction. We vote to make a difference. That's facts. That is, let me highlight that. That's facts. That is facts. That is completely facts. The main thing I told people is this. I'm a whatever when it comes to like the presidential election, but when it deals with your local, that's the thing that matters. Those are people that you can see, touch, hear, talk to, see at dinners. Like those are the people that you really, like I said, even when I was younger, right? And I wasn't even like voting during the time, I saw my mayor, both mayors. I think actually I saw three of my mayors. Actually, I saw Archer, I saw Dave Bing, and I saw Kwame Kilpatrick, right? And during those times, I saw the police chiefs that were there. I saw, I think, 2 to 3 of them. At least 2 of them, 2 of the guys. I don't think I saw like the lady that was there at the time, but I at least saw 2 of them. So again, those are people that you vote on, right? These are people that you actually see in your community that have come out and have walked around, especially from the neighborhood that I was at. I saw these people. They came around. They were there. So I can't speak for, other people specifically in Detroit, but I saw, those people. And I was like, yo, that's a pretty eye-opening experience to be able to witness and actually see that and shake the hand of, a chief or a mayor. Like a lot of people don't get a chance to even do any of that at all. So, again, the main people that affect you the most are the ones that are closest to you. So I for me, sensibly, I would make a heavy push towards, those individuals, and stuff like that. But again, just like you said before, change the direction of how we vote to make a difference. And that is 100% facts. Do not disagree. Just wanted to add a little bit more, directly onto that. Tippy said, I just heard they passed a law where landlords can evict people from their homes with a lot of family members under one roof. They didn't do that for black folks when gentrification was still going on. That's facts. That's facts. And that's crazy. But like I said, they'll make laws to benefit other people and not to benefit you. That's normally how that will, tend to go. That's how it goes. Like I said, we'll be here for the longest time possible, and then we'll ask for certain things to, take place, but then they'll implement those things for other groups of people. Right? Because they're trying to, pass the power on. They're trying to set other people up, to basically hold the reins, and whatnot. They're trying to let people know, like, hey, you're this much better. It's the same process they did before. They're letting people like, hey, you're this much better than them. You're this much better, right? Sonny said, my grandmother was my best friend, with the common enemy being my mom, but I had to accept that I didn't grow up with my mom, and that required me to understand. And one day, my grandmother did something that I gotta wait for you to finish that one. Yo, Russell, what is up? Said, but you can't fault them. You know why you can't fault them? You can't fault them because old America told everybody that transferred to the United States that black people were bad and we hurt people, right? And you said, just say what America told everybody that black people with are the problem now, and we got a problem because everybody hates us, and then they know they can get ahead on what we ask for. So when they say black means everybody except black, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, when you got a villain, it's easier for other people to not want to either like work with them, take part, or try to defend something. They'll just be like, well, I don't want to get treated like them. I don't really see myself as them. I'm a step above. And then you got the government basically reaffirming that by giving them certain things they didn't give them. And then you got the same people that's getting all of these things, thinking that they're better, then getting online and sitting up there saying, my family came here with nothing. We worked for everything. And I'm like, bro, we know how a lot of y'all get money. And it's by way of the government. Like I said, I got a book directly on this. So ain't nobody about to sit up there and try to tell me some other type of nonsense of like, yeah, we pulled ourselves up by the bootstrap. I got a book that's telling me what Cubans were sitting up there getting from the United States government back during like the 60s and whatnot. Crazy times. They were getting businesses, they were getting homes, they were getting hotel vouchers. Yo, they were getting royal treatment. It was crazy. And they had 3 waves of Cuban immigrants coming to the United States. 3 waves. The last wave was the wave that nobody wanted to claim. Those were the darker skinned Cubans. And like I said, I did a live stream on it. Because the live stream probably ain't up here no more, I'll crack open that book and go over a little bit of those pages. Gail said you just have to accept that some relatives, including parents, ain't ish and move on. It feels so good to just accept that they ain't ish and know that because of that, I'm not obligated to you. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Black First said that's a bunch of hot air bars. Sonny said triggered and completed the understanding. My grandmother has a way of blocking out important things I never knew, and it made sense because she's who raised the child who couldn't know how to be my mom. Damn. Ali said, I will never get my hair braided by anyone unless they're black. Yeah, that's understandable. That is understandable. Gail said, that's facts. Sonny said, I was destined to be who I am today because for years I get headaches from crying and needing someone like me to exist who cares and call ish out. It was not fair, so grandmother has to apologize. Yeah, that's tough. That's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough. Gail said, no, you got me mixed up. I never had a 360. I could have sworn you said 360. It was from somebody of yesteryears. And you said it was like a 360, but you say you got a PS4. Okay, I got you. My apologies, Gail. I, as a grown adult, can apologize and admit when I was wrong. I can admit when I was wrong, but I know I had this conversation during a live stream. But you're saying I'm wrong. I will hold that. No problem. Daphne said you still call it Twitter. Yeah. You know, the reason I say Twitter is because normally I can't even say it. Okay. How do okay, so in my younger years, when you decided to call something like X or whatnot or whatever, one or two things, you're either talking about a website or you're talking about an X. So that's where my mind normally goes, right? And I'm used to just sitting up there saying Twitter. I'm used to the bird, hearing the tweet, all of that, good stuff and whatnot or whatever. Like I said, old times, but no, I'm used to it's, I'm getting used to, calling it X. A lot of stuff when change happens, it takes a little bit of time to get used to it. Like I said, I've been calling it Twitter since like 2012 or whatnot or whatever. Now we're in 2024 and it's considered X. Like I said, I really feel like Elon has a type of sense of humor and he knew what he was doing, because as soon as you start typing X directly in there, somebody had put out a meme was like, yo, when you start typing in Twitter now and you put X, people's whole backlog of their history and what it is going to pop up. And it ain't going to be good. So it's like, yeah, a lot of people had to clean out their browsers. A lot of people had to clean it out. So yeah. So yep, still calling it Twitter. Still calling it Twitter. Ty said it's not out. It's a timed open beta. Oh, okay. I think I might have got it confused because I think if you pre-order the special edition, you play 3 days ahead of time or something like that. And then on top of that, whatever you did in the beta, it transfers over to the real game. So it's like, I like stuff like that, where if you actually took the initiative and the time to play when a lot of people didn't, you got a head start. I feel like that's kind of dope. Yo, Captain Sony Pony, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Tippy said, but it's like you're giving props to immigrants getting ahead of black people, knowing they didn't ask for money. It was given to them. It's harder for black people to get ahead. No. What I'm saying is, earlier I was stating how they'll literally come from wherever, and then they'll all like bundle up somewhere, and then they'll start putting money all together. Everybody, the kids, the family, extended family, everybody will put money together, either buy that home, to buy the first car, to whatnot or whatever. I'm saying they will come together in order to help everybody move as a unit. Black people ain't trying to do that. We're just like, yo, it's one for all for one. That's it. And then we're like, yo, why is it that we're not making it as a community? It's because we are moving in a selfish type of way. We're not trying to like really help one another. Like I said before, the programming is so great out here that people don't even realize how programmed we actually are, even when we talk about the programming. We're programmed to literally be selfish. We're programmed to have a type of ego and a type of pride. We're programmed to literally work by ourselves and not work as a community, right? So if people want to know how the destruction of the black community has been taking place, look at the programming. Like, you see it every single day. You hear it directly in music. Nobody in music is talking about collaborating and working together. The moment in time that you got people talking about working together or wanting to do some positive stuff, look at Joe Budden podcast. He talked about J. Cole with, I think it should have been Dirk. And he came out with like a positive song. He was like, man, ain't nobody trying to sit up and hear this shit. Like, take this shit like somewhere else. Right? Because people want to hear a certain type of music. Because nobody really likes positive music in a sense. Everybody likes negative and, all this other type of stuff because, you can feed off of that type of energy. It takes a certain type of person to be able to feed off of positive energy and to really get energized by that. Right? It's like, in a sense, eating meat or eating garbage. And then you decide that you want to sit up there and start eating salads. It's going to take you a lot more of a salad to get full versus eating garbage. Tippy said, excuse. Wait, excuse my words off. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm still going to call it Twitter. And you said, but they're using welfare to do it. You think they're going to willingly get off of it? It ain't even going to matter if they're willingly going to, be able to get off of it, because it's going to be theirs. That's how everything is getting set up. The Boss Man, what is up? What is up? Every single time I see that name, I'm thinking about the Boss Man from, I think it should have been like WCW or WWE or whatnot. It's like it's sending me right back through time. But what's up? So the other video I wanted to showcase is the importance of fathers, right? And black fathers. So let's just take a look directly at this video here from this man.
You start this video off by saying, I'm a very involved father, probably a little bit too much. I'm such an involved father that the principal, teacher, security, even the janitor has me on speed dial. So naturally, if you call my phone at any given moment about my son, I'm pulling up. You need volunteers? I'm there. You need Kleenex and sanitizer for the class? I'm there. Your son got into a fight? I'm bringing hell with me, but guess what? I'm there. My son got into a scuffle with a third grader the other day. My son is in first grade, so naturally you see how this is alarming for me. Y'all want to know what they don't prepare us fathers for? They don't prepare us for the mother's reaction when her son gets into a fight. It took everything in my power to make Danielle stay at home and not start a war with a third grader. Now she all worked up about the consequences for the third grader. You make sure they tell you if he's getting suspended, and I want to know for how many days. But as a father, I'm more concerned about what my son did after he got hit. The teacher called and told us after one hit in the stomach, my son balled up and cried. That hurt my pride. I'm more mad at myself than I am at the third grader. So now, since I feel like a failure as a father, the whole house is getting rearranged. I got over $200 worth of boxing equipment coming. His cousins are coming over to toughen him up. I'm starting a fight club in my living room, and I'm sending out invitations.
Now, wait, Bossman said, "Are you LBO, Seji?" I'm not sure what that is. If I'm reading that properly, let me know. You can give me the definition of that in the comment section. Now this is why fathers are important. So the father said, like, yo, I love my son a lot. I've been present. I'm there, like, in his life every single day. But the moment of time that I knew that I technically failed at being a father is when my son got into a fight and it was stated that he basically balled up after taking a punch. I know that hurt the pride of that father, because he's like, yo, you're my son. It's like, yo, I know I could sit up there and take a punch. It's like, yo, what happened? Because every father want to sit up there and know, like, when they pull up to the scene, it's like, all right, what did you do? How did you react? Did you get licks back? Like, did you take him down? Like, that's what dad, like, the dad is going to be mad that you got into a fight, but he wants to know, how did you progress in the fight? He want to know, did you become the champion? Was it a draw? He want to know, if it was a loss, how was it a loss? So that he can now go back to the drawing board and be like, yeah, we about to go to training. We about to do some boxing directly in the backyard or the garage. Don't tell your mom. But this is what we're going to do. And I like stuff like this because this is a moment where a father and a son can sit up there and bond. Like, stuff like this allows men to bond. And that's something that moms, in a sense, can't do because they're not guys. So, like I said, when a mom bonds with her son, it's different, right? The emotional level there is different. It's not the same as a guy, right? So it's like, for him to be able to do this and to share this experience with his son, teaching him how to fight, and then he's getting the other family members directly in there, and he's getting them, added in there, trying to create some warriors. Like I said, that's dope. That's teaching right there. That's how that, should be happening. That's how it should work. Like I said, I love the fact that this black man is present directly in this child's life. He is there, right? And then he's also sharing this experience directly out there. And I also want to note that, stuff like this doesn't really get showcased or, talked about enough. And there needs to be, more fathers out there to do videos. Like, I would love to see a whole side of TikTok where you just got black dads just talking about their experiences of either being a married father, a single father, being a stepfather. I would love to sit up there and see that. Because the narrative for far too long has been the fact that, black men are not present in their child's lives. When even I have brought up the statistics coming from the CDC that stated that black men are more present in and around their children's lives more than any other group in North America. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is 100% crazy, because how they sit up there and sell this on media is that every other guy is ultra present with their kids. It don't matter if it's magazine covers, if it's sitcoms, if it's shorts, whatever it is. That's the way that they always portray those guys. Black men don't really get that type of portrayal, right? And that's something that, I thought it was Igbo. Oh, okay, hold on. So boss man, isn't there a tribe over in Africa? Isn't it Igbo as well, or am I looking at it incorrectly? Let me know. And also, thank you for the definition as well, because like I said, I didn't know what was going on. I was sitting up there. Okay, you say you could say Igbo or Igbo. Okay. No. I am just strictly American. That is all I've ever been, all I've ever known. Both of my parents are also American as well, along with their parents and grandparents, and so on and so on and so on. Like I said, that's the only thing I know. I know of Africa. I've known some Africans. I've seen videos, and not just the videos, where people are wanting to. This is the Christian Children's Fund. This is little Sarah. Little Sarah is an African child, and just 5 cents a day could help her get the mosquito nets and the rice that she needs in order to survive these poor conditions. Look at little Sarah walking around this dirt with these mud huts, barely any trees or vegetation. Look at this stagnant mosquito filled water that could proliferate malaria, which takes out children. Right? That's what they used to do. Right? But the videos that I've seen are of the African cities, talking about brick mortar, looking dope. The coldest stuff that you were seeing, the stuff that they don't specifically teach people, when they want to tell you about Africa. Even still to this day, when in the media, when it deals with Africa, they show you everything else except for the cities that Africans have literally built with their own hands, their own construction. Like I said, I need y'all to stand up. I need y'all. I need y'all to start standing up and start letting people know specifically what it is, because y'all getting a drastically unfair shake. Y'all been getting this unfair shake for some years. Because I think, what was it, the Christian Children's Fund, wasn't that around like in the 70s or something? But like I said, y'all been getting treated wrong. Tippy said, but he's in the first grade, sir. To me, that's still a baby. Don't come for me. Maybe it's the nurturing mother in me, but I'm not a mother. No. I get what you're saying, Tippy, but no, he gotta work. No, we can't be having that, because that's a sign and a symptom. It's like, if this is how he's reacting in fights. Notice the father didn't say that the kid defended himself, that he threw a punch or even tried. He just took a punch to the stomach and then he just balled up. Yeah, we gotta get you some ab workouts. You're gonna have abs of steel. You're gonna be looking like Henry Cavill out here. Your abs are just gonna be steel like titanium. So the next time somebody punches you, it's gonna bounce back. That's what's going to happen. We're not gonna have nobody be like, "Oh, I'm about to walk up and punch you directly in your stomach again. You're gonna ball." And then when he sees that punch did not do nothing, now he knows it's a problem. Now he knows it's a problem. So now it's going to go to hands. So it's going to be whoever can sit up there and fight the best. And the main thing that you want is, you're going to know without a shadow of a doubt that your son, 9 times out of 10, is going to be the best fighter directly there. I don't even care if he's in the first grade. He's going to be knocking some blocks off. Like I said, I feel like that's just how most men are when it deals with like their sons. You want them to be able to fight their battles. You want them to be able to, defend themselves. They got to be able to get over that initial fight or flight. That's the hardest part. The fight or flight. And that is if you've never had fight or flight, it is the craziest thing to experience before you like the moment to know that your body knows that you're about to be in a fight. Like, if you ever seen two male cats start to like growl and hiss, it's like that. And everybody is just, they're in that fight or flight. They're trying to see what's going to sit up there and take place. Ain't nobody trying to make the first move, because everybody got that adrenaline and everything rushing, right? So you're trying to be focused, right? Laser. And it's like, yeah, you gotta get them over that emotional edge. You gotta get them over that fight or flight. The moment in time that they can basically consume that, and they can control that, and they can, with all the training that they can have, they can like be in that mode and fight. Oh, it's over. Somebody gonna be catching some mean hits. Them hits are gonna be mean. Let me see. Vince said going into the hyperbolic time chamber, bars. Straight bars. You're gonna be in a hyperbolic time chamber sweating out. You're gonna be coming out like Prince Vegeta. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. Kakarot, you are a clown. You're gonna be coming out rough. You're gonna be looking tough out there. Ain't nobody gonna be trying. Your whole aura As soon as you even like step into the room, people are like, yo, something is different about you. That's the moment in time that you know you did some work. When people can like automatically, you come up into a room, be like, yo, something is different about you. Like something really changed. Like, yeah, it's that workout. It's them protein shakes. Boston said, okay, because you said I see, which is a Igbo saying. Oh, like I said, the best way I tend to carry words in black culture over here in America. We tend to carry a lot of our words and how it is that we say things apart from the English language here. We came up with pretty much our own dialect, even though people have stated that it's the wrong way to basically speak and it's very ignorant. It's our own way of sitting up there doing it. I've never heard anybody who speaks a subversion of Spanish or like a hood version of Spanish. I never heard other people sitting up there saying like, "Oh, that is so beneath. You're not speaking proper Espanol." I've never heard that. I've never seen that take place. But only in America will you have people here. It don't matter what race it is. You'll have people here telling black people like, yo, you're not pronunciating. You're not pronouncing, all your words. And, it gets annoying. And it just gets to the point where it's like, I'm just about to be mispronouncing everything on purpose. Or I'm just going to say the things how I feel like saying it. So, it's for us, it's just, it's like that. Tippy said, I hate those damn commercials. Yeah, that's bars. That's bars. The boss man said, with flies and shit. Wait, is that the meaning? I guess. Tippy said, if it's so bad, why y'all out there? Wait, what part is Tippy talking about? I'm confused. I'm a little bit confused. The boss man said, Kofi has to walk 10 miles to get clean water. Oh, yeah. Those commercials. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yep. Those are the commercials that they were running into the ground. They were trying to get money from everybody, and it was working. And notice how a lot of that stuff disappeared. They're not doing those commercials no more because people caught on. They were like, yo, you're out here just robbing people. The money ain't going to where it's supposed to be going. Y'all just doing whatever it is that y'all feel that y'all can do. And that is unfair and it's not right and it's not just. It is not just at all. Tippy said, other people in Africa, said you. Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about like the South Africans and I guess like places in Kenya, I think you might have a small population in Nigeria of some Europeans, I think. I want to say. But you got mostly the takeover of people from Asian countries coming over there and buying up land and stuff like that, which is is pretty crazy. Like I said, I need y'all out there. I know it's it's a it's just a giant landmass. It's a continent, and then it's divided into other areas. But it's like, yo, for a lot of the Africans there, it's like, yo, I need y'all to sit up there and just like put some differences aside, so y'all can get y'all stuff back. Cause it's looking bad. Like I said, it's for the melanated people out there. I want people to make it. I really do. And I don't like the fact when people get slighted or get land basically, taken from them by way of governments or other, individuals. Like I said, I feel like, if this is where your tribe is, this is where your family has been, this is where y'all always been on the land, it should just be that. Because it was a documentary I seen on a tribe in Africa. I think, is it in Lagos? I think it is. Where they specifically live in the water, in a sense, like their whole lives basically is water, right? And that's basically where they've been. And then you got the government's trying to get them directly out of that land so that they can turn that into something else. And I'm like, yo, let those people have that land. Like, this is what they do. The main thing that just needs to happen is that the water needs to get cleared. That's it. We need water machines down there to clear that water. Like, that water over there should be clear. Like, minus like sediment and stuff that takes place with natural, like, let's say ocean waters and stuff like that. that water needs to be like clear. You should be able to see what's at the bottom. And we have machines and whatnot to actually filter water and to do the things that are necessary in order to do it. But for whatever reason, the governments and stuff don't want to do it. They would rather kick people off of their land versus trying to, help out, which, is pretty crazy. Ali said, as long as the FBI comes after them the same way they do us, go ahead. Oh, you're talking about for the immigrants coming in? Yeah. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunist. I'm about everybody. The same way that black people get treated, everybody deserves the exact same treatment. But then you'll have people saying like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, that's a little bit too far. No, it's not. No, it's not. Timmy said, well, that's the fault of those African so-called leaders. No, yeah. You got some stuff going on over there. That you can only hear through the news or sometimes through by way of social media, because over in Africa you've had some blackouts that have taken place so that people can't communicate and get certain types of news and stuff out there. Like I said, I want people to be winning. I've said before that I feel like out of every nation out here, Africa has the highest potential of being a first world nation, like literally overnight. Everything just needs to get set in order, but you got to get a lot of the political officials in order. Then you got to educate a lot of the people so that they specifically know, what is going on, what is happening. Because some people, they'll just believe stuff blindly. Trust me, being in America, a lot of people will just blindly just sit up there and believe a political official without any type of proof of anything. So, a lot of stuff, needs to take place. But I wanted to, end it on that note. Felt like it was a pretty decent, pretty good, live stream, uh, taking place and whatnot. And let me see. Boyfriend destroyed a nail salon because the girlfriend didn't get her $30 back. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I felt like it was a pretty good live stream we had here, covering a few different things and whatnot. Like I said, go out there and take. Let me see what Daphne said. I'm with the father 100%. Yeah, like I said, it's like, the main thing I've stated before is that dads teach differently than moms, than women. Women are more, nurturing, and dads can be nurturing, but it's a man's job to reinforce and to, in a sense, toughen up the son, right? To give him the specific tools that he need, because he got to be able to move out here more than just a boy or a young man. He got to be a man out here. And in order for him to be able to protect himself as a mom, you're not going to be able to fight his battles for him. If two guys want to sit up there and fight him, you're not going to be able to jump in. You're only going to sit up there and get him hurt, because now he's like, he got to defend you instead of just focusing in on the two guys. Like, it's too much going on. So it's like he has to be able to stand on his own 2 feet and be able to fight and defend himself. If he can't, then he's going to have to sit up there and learn. Like I said, and that's how it's always been. Even when I was growing up, that's how it's always been. It's like you'll have some people that will sit up there and just try you just because they can't do the same thing to their older brother or to the people that's bullying them, because people are making fun of them and all this other. So they want to sit up there and try to go after you because it's easy work to them, right? And the moment in time that you decide to stand up to that person, it's a whole different type of thing, Solo said it is what it is. Timmy said, Joe, you watching the Super Bowl? I'll probably catch the commercials. Like I said, if anybody out there going to be watching the Super Bowl, much love, respect, and appreciation. By all means, go out there and enjoy the time. Being with friends and family, watching the Super Bowl. And different stuff like that. I just haven't watched a lot of sports and whatnot for a long time. And like I said, that's just a me type of thing. That's not me trying to sit up there and tell other people like, yeah, you should do exactly what said. No. Do what it is that you like doing. Everybody goes through life and moves, vastly, differently and whatnot and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, I originally just used to watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. If I did watch the Super Bowl realistically, it was because I was with my boys and that's what we were all doing. It would be like probably like what 6 to 10 of us at the house, and we would, sit up there and watch the Super Bowl. And if it was held in Detroit, then we're going down there to the festivities. We're going down there to the festivities earlier before everything, kicks off and whatnot. And we did that, I think, when the Steelers when it was getting held here, when it was getting held in Detroit, whatever. It was at some point. I forgot which one it was, but I knew it did get held here at one point, at least to my recollection. I could be wrong, maybe. I don't know. Tibby said, I get it. I agree with the dad. Tibby said, I'm baking cookies. Yes. Good old cookies. Good old Toll House chocolate chip cookies. Good old cookies. DC said, if you don't teach the child that Bobby Boucher / Waterboy attack, you're doing it wrong. Oh yeah. Yo, Bobby Boucher, that is a piece of history that will go down as a teaching lesson for a lot of people. Like I said, Bobby Boucher, he was about that life. He didn't care who you was. You was getting speared. You was catching a Goldberg, Mr. Encino man. You was catching that. You were going to catch that all the time. I don't care how strong you were. He was going to spear you. That man, he was about that life. You don't talk about his mama. You don't never say his mama was wrong. My mama said it was the Indubla Oblongata. I forgot. It wasn't that. He was like, but your mama is wrong. And Colonel Sanders, you wrong. And he sat up there and speared that man. Colonel Sanders ain't said nothing about his mama ever again. my mama said, my mama. Woo! He was knocking people out. The best girl he had was that crazy one. I forgot. She's the one that got that Mad TV smile. I forgot what that girl name was. She was crazy, but she loved him. She wholeheartedly sat up there and loved that guy. Like I said, sometimes it be the crazy ones that be like your biggest fans. That'll be the ones that'll be really there for you. She was riding with that man, didn't care if it was like eating alligator, if he had to sleep in a tent. She didn't mind sitting up there riding on the back of like the lawnmower tour. She was there with him. Like I said, he found that one. Let me see. Tiffy said, I don't really care for it. Oh, you talking about the Super Bowl? Yeah. DC said, good stream, bro. I finally caught up. Okay. All right. Yeah, I figured that's probably what was going on. I figured it might have been delayed for some people because I'm not looking at it from, my end to see how far back a lot of people might be. But yeah. And usually I try to have some markers directly down here so we can follow what it is that the conversation is. But sometimes the conversation just flows. And that's normally how I talk. It'll just start off as like a tiny little seed, and then it'll grow and start branching off into different branches and leaves and, all of those things. DC is up here laughing. Daphne said, too many nations benefit from Africa being subjugated. They will never allow Africa to be a first world nation. Then where will they get all their wealth from? I mean, that's no. You are true. That's facts. That's the way that the system is set up. Somebody has to be the foundation for everybody else to walk on. Right? Let me just highlight that so everybody knows. So what Daphne is basically stated as facts. Somebody has to be the foundation so that everybody has to walk. Realistically, it doesn't have to be that way. That's just the system in a sense that was made. But you can have building blocks, right? You do have to have a foundation, but it doesn't have to be a foundation that is specifically just used to step on other people and to like look down on and not try to like pick them up. Like I said, everything is a building block. But again, you got certain people out here who are in the belief that the people at the top should stay at the top, people at the bottom should stay at the bottom, and then everybody else just figure it out. Right? Just like going back to Matt Damon, everything in front of the camera can change, but the person that is behind the camera needs to stay the same. Shout out to Ben Affleck for, I mean, not Ben Affleck. Shout out to Matt Damon for stating that. He was being honest. He was like, yo, somebody that looks like me, we have to be the ones to tell the story. We have to be the ones to direct. We are the only ones that can. And that is his belief. I do not fault him for it. I can sit up there and state how wrong that is, how I may feel specifically about it, but that is his point of view. My feelings have nothing to do with that point of view. It is what it is. The only thing that I can sit up there and do is change it from my point of view by, changing who's behind the camera, right? And the stories and everything like that. But yeah, this is straight bars. Where are people going to get a lot of their fishing from? Because a lot of European areas are landlocked. They don't have water, so they got to come into African waters in order to fish, and they're the ones that get first dibs, which is the craziest thing. If Africa were to cut off their waters and stop them from fishing, there would be a lot of people that would be starving. There would be a lot of riots that would actually go on. If Africa would kick out a lot of nations from getting a lot of their metals, their precious metals, a lot of the coca, a lot of, I think you also got some bananas there too. You got a variety of things, right? Anything that is of value, if they cut off direct access and be like, yo, if you want this, you got to deal with us, our prices, and you got to do this in gold, there's going to be a war that's going to take place. The United Nations are going to get together, and they are going to try to cause a coup. They're going to try to cause the insurrection. They're going to try to cause a lot of different things. Like I said, if people don't believe what I'm saying, go back and look at the second Black Panther movie. They showed you this. While Wakanda was sitting there with the nations talking, because the nations were trying to come there with open hands, right? Trying to come there with open hands as if they're friends. Like, yo, why is Wakanda just simply not sharing their resources? We could all benefit from this very valuable metal. We could all sit up there and STEM to do a lot of things with it, right? While they're saying this, and then you had Okoye speaking. No, I'm sorry, you had the Queen speaking. You had people from the United Nations trying to infiltrate Wakanda and trying to steal the vibranium. Like I said, they're telling you what it is that they will literally do. They will hire privatized military to go directly into these countries to destabilize these countries and to have a certain type of effect so that they can come in and usher in some other type of nonsense. Like I said, in a lot of movies, there's a lot of truth directly there, and they'll put it directly in front of your face to see if people are actually paying attention. And a lot of people weren't paying attention. A lot of people missed that message. We got Hack in the building said, howdy. What is up, sir? What is up? What is up? What's up? Tippy said, when are they going to have, what are they going to be the foundation that we can step on? The greatest answer that I have for you is the moment in time that people can actually see people as human beings, and that's a quarter past never. So that would never really be a thing. People, in a sense, have to be forced or put into a situation where they are at the bottom, right? And then it'll be decided if we're going to keep them at the bottom or if we're going to allow them to basically move up. That's how stuff is dictated. Tippy said it, but at the end of the movie, it was all BS. Yeah, because you had Coulson that was there, or the other dude who was there basically helping to save Wakanda. He didn't need to be there. He didn't specifically. You could have had some other character. You could have had another Wakandan there. You did not specifically need to have him there. But again, it's the effect of coming to America. The only way that certain stuff is in a sense going to get greenlit is if certain people are basically a part of it. That's how that works. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to how Coming to America came to be and how it almost was not even a movie because a deal had to be made in order to have a certain representation in that film. I forgot the actor's name. It was like Lewis. I forgot his name. Oh my goodness. And it was okay. So there was an old cartoon called Life with Louie. Louie Anderson. That's what it was. Look up Louie Anderson and look up what he stated about coming to America. And I think another black actor might have stated something too about coming to America and how that movie was almost not to be because they just didn't have a certain representation in that film. Because again, you can't sit up and have a come up story and having like, showing two different sides and it's technically as positive and as good hearted without having other people specifically being part of that good heartedness and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, it's crazy. Tippy said, DC said, I really didn't like the second one. How was that whole flick starting? And yeah, you talking about like Namor. You talking about Namor. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, because he was technically the villain for that one, it would have been a little bit different if T'Challa, if Chadwick was actually still alive. The movie would have been a little bit different, but they had to pivot and they had to change it. So a lot of people took offense to a lot of things, even though these were things that took place in the comic. Um, on top of the fact that if it wasn't going to be Namor, it would have been Doctor Doom because Doctor Doom has come into Wakanda and he's caused and wreaked types of havoc. Like I said, you've had Ulysses Claw come in there and wreak havoc as well. You've had quite a bit that has come through and happened to Wakanda. So like I said, it is what it is. I enjoyed it for specifically what it is. Now I do get some of the other things that people have noticed and stated about certain messages specifically in there. I do get that. And understand that certain things I was not really about. When you had Suri deciding that she wanted to try to work with, I mean, she was already losing, but try to work with like Namor and whatnot, and then you saw at the end the dude basically still had plans, and I'm like, yep, this is what happens. This is what happens. Like it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff. You had the brother from the Jaburi tribe. I might have said it wrong. I can't think of his name right now, but I can see his face, and he always does like the grunt. Oh my goodness. You will not speak here, colonizer. He was either saying that, this bald-headed demon. Oh man, that dude got lines for days. Hilarious. Realistically, I would have actually liked to see him, in a sense, take over in Black Panther. I think that would have actually been pretty cool. To have that for like a short, stint. Because again, everything was pretty much destroyed. Suri pretty much lost everything, and then they tried to push something directly at the end of the movie. I'm not sure if people actually caught that with Riri and Shuri. I'm like, yo, are we really doing this? I'm like, come on. I'm like, yo. And I'm like, and honestly, I like Riri. If people don't know who Riri Williams is, she's a genius level intellect. And she basically goes to like a tech college or whatnot at a very young age. And she built her own Iron Man armor. Right? She based it, of course, off of Star Tech, and she built, her own thing, right? A lot of people got mad about that and all this other type of stuff. But I thought the character was cool to show what it is that she's able to do. I'm pretty sure if you gave the same tech to Forge, he could literally do that and make it way better than Tony ever could, because that's just Forge. That's Forge's mutant ability, and Forge is Native American. Forge is able to look at some tech and he can basically make it or make anything that he wants to make with a little bit of time and effort. But you wouldn't hear people crying about that, but they'll make sure to start crying about Riri Williams because they want the kid that was in, I think, Iron Man 2. They thought that he was going to be the one to take up the mantle for it to be the next Tony Stark or whatever it is that people thought. I'm like, y'all need to calm down. I'm like, I get it. The one guy that y'all are really looking up to, y'all feel that he was the real start for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when realistically it was a black man by the name of Wesley Snipes playing a character by the name of Blade who did it. You want that to basically continue on. I get it. I get it because you when you look at Tony Stark, you see you. When you look at Captain America, you see you. When you look at Bruce Banner, you see you. When you see uh, 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 Peter, you see you. I get it. I get it. But again, this is what happens when you have a society that have solely just built a world that is only around them and that excluded everybody else. So whenever they tell their narratives or their stories, they tell it from their perspective. Even though other people did exist during those times, they will write the stories and make it seem as though they're the only ones there. And I'm like, this is where you go wrong because now when that whole falseness gets broken down, and now you're looking around, it's like, man, it's not looking like how we thought it was. Case in point, Adam and Eve, right? They were like, yeah, Adam and Eve, they populated the whole world. But yet, when Adam and Eve had their sons, you had Cain and Abel go out there and start populating. How were they able to populate? Because I'm pretty sure they weren't populating with Eve. There had to be other women directly out there. So, like I said, it's stuff like that. Stuff like that. Tibby said, Team Killmonger all day and all night. Of course you would say that, Tibby, of course. Tibby said, T'Challa said that let's open up our borders and share the resources. Yeah, that was the wrong way to go about it because the moment of time that you share, people are going to want more. The moment of time you give people a little bit, they're going to want to take everything. And, you're probably going to, if Chadwick was still alive, you would have saw the effects of, what took place with that. DC said, and they all getting their asses lit up. Yeah. Tibby said, he said something racist like the cartoon Life of Louis. No. He was explaining that, basically there had to be a certain representation in there in order for the movie to keep going. It was either him or it was Arsenio Hall. It was one of them, but I know it was somebody specifically from the movie who spoke about it. Tibby said, I don't like female army in the Black Panther. I hate it. No, they were dope. The Dora Milaje, they were dope. They were dope. Like I actually I liked it. Like I said, I guess people could feel, differently, specifically about it. For me, like I said, attractive things directly out there. When you got women that know, a little bit of something like some self-defense, stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's a bit attractive. We can sit up here and wrestle. Like I said, I look for me, I look at stuff a little bit different. It makes stuff fun. Like I said, somebody who knows a little bit of, self-defense and stuff like that. It's fun. You can sit up there and you can roughhouse, you can, play around, stuff like that. Like I said, that's just me. I can't say it's the same thing for every guy out here. I could just simply explain for me how it is that I grew up and different girls and women that I knew and had interactions with and the things that I saw and whatnot. DC said Dr. Doom would have been better. I think he would have been. It would have been. I feel like what they should have did was they should have gave Namor his own movie, and then they could have then fed that, connected it over to Black Panther, right? But they had to basically make the Namor movie in that way in order to put it out there, because realistically, a lot of people probably would not have gone to support the film. I mean, of course, you would have had people in the Latin community that would have supported it. That much I do expect. I really felt like they should have all rolled up to, support that film. But due to the fact that you got Black Panther already popular, this is how they basically bring other people in. It's like, oh, Black people are now popular. We're going to now, shoehorn in and bring other people, directly in there. We're going to use them as the doorway. Right, instead of trying to let people make it on their own, because a lot of people thought the Black Panther movie was going to be a failure. A lot of people did not expect the first Black Panther movie to do what it did. Like, it was so powerful that it empowered other people to love their culture more, to appreciate their culture more. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's the power right there, Black people. Well, we're showcased in what it is that we just believe and do. This is what happens. And they were like, you know what? That's a little bit too much. So the next movie, we're going to have to, dial that down about to 3. We're just going to dial that down. and they did. Like I said, we'll see if a part 3 happens, how that's going to fare out and go. And I want to note to people that T'Challa and his girl, they do have a child, and that child is getting raised, and um he is the rightful heir to the throne. So we will see what they will decide to do. They might, I'm not sure if they're going to do like a time skip or how they're going to process, that whole deal or whatnot, but we're going to see how that happens. I want to say that they were pregnant before the snap. She was pregnant before that. That should have been the tail end of that was the end of Black Panther. The tail end of Black Panther, and she was telling him about like his dad, and whatnot. So you got that 5 years. That basically that child looked about, maybe let's say he was about like 3 or 4. Then you add the time skip where the snap happened. That was about 4 to 5 years. So that child would be like 8. And now you got after Black Panther 2. They can speed that up a little bit. They can just so happen to speed that up and probably age some stuff just a little bit. Like I said, they can do some stuff. They can say that they made a formula, like Shuri was working on the formula while she was trying to, help her brother, and she found a way to like age up a person, like the super soldier serum, like something like that. Like they can write some stuff in there. Daphne said exactly what happened to Haiti. Yep. Haiti is a M'Baku. Thank you. That was a dude right there, M'Baku. That dude is hilarious. Daphne said exactly what happened to Haiti. Funny enough, I went over Haiti before, and Haiti actually has a resource there that is used, from what I can recollect, dealing with NASA and the ships that they have when they come back on entry. It's a very, very heat resistant material that they have. And I think you can get that in Haiti and I think in Africa. And those are the main 2 places where you can find that material. So, like I said, it's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Let me see. DC said he has the best one-liners. That's facts. Hack said they want it all to fail. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. A lot of people wanted it to fail. You have people trying to do some fake things. They're like, somebody told me that if I'm not black and I go directly to see Black Panther, that, something was going to happen to my life. Like, people were trying to write all of these stories to get negative publicity. I'm like, yo, who hired y'all? Who gave you a few $100s just to sit up there and start acting stupid? Like the clout that was around Black Panther and how people were literally trying to do this on TikTok. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with y'all? I'm like, you do not see black people doing this when it comes to y'all films or y'all movies. Like, we just go to the movie or we just watch it or don't watch it. Like, all of this stuff that people literally try to do made no sense. It was just stupid. TB said, I didn't like the female army because they were masculine to me. I want my army. I mean, but they had both the men and the women. But the most trusted ones were the women. And I get that, because if you're a guy, right, you're not worried about a woman trying to sit up there and dethrone or basically try to set you up and take what it is that you have. 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. But when you got guys that are around you, that is the case. Whatever it is that you got, like if you are like the head of a gang or whatever it is, there's guys that are amongst you that want to dethrone you, that want to take over that position because they just feel like they can do it better. They feel like they're stronger or whatnot or whatever. That's just the way that it is, right? You got women there. It's like, yo, they're going to go by the regulations. They're going to go by the rules. They don't have ulterior motives. They don't got that. And that's the one thing that I do like. Like I said, it is what it is. So that's why I like the Dora Milaje. That's the understanding that I, in a sense, got, directly from it. And, and then on top of that, when it dealt with like espionage, it's easier to get a woman into an area with men than it is with another man to get him into that area, because people are like, yo, who is this guy? Who is he with? Everybody got their defenses up. When it's a woman and she's attractive, everybody's defenses are down. I mean, you might still have a little bit of defense, but people are going to be trying to, talk to that woman, right? They're not going to be all on some like hard, tough type, type stuff. So, Daphne said, "We are afraid to say we are the originals." Yeah, yeah. And originally the reason that Marvel has the cinematic movie universe as it is because of Blade. But nobody out there wants to give Wesley Snipes or Blade its credit, and it's hilarious. People are like, "Oh well, Marvel, really wasn't, even a part of it. There's no indicators that it was even Marvel. Like people just thought it was a vampire guy and he was just fighting, vampires." I'm like, "Okay. Now you're playing with my intelligence. Now you don't know who Blade is? Okay." This dude has been around for some time, for some decades. I'm like, we're not playing this. Blade has had interactions with the X-Men, with the Avengers, with a lot of people directly out there. You're not going to tell me that you don't know who Blade is. Like when some black people are like, yeah, we didn't know who. Okay, I expect that because a lot of people want to sit up there and play on the streets and they want to sit up there and be just worried about women and trying to do a whole bunch of other stuff. So I expect that. I expect the ignorance in that order. But for other dudes that are in comics, nah, you know damn well who Blade is. You know damn well. Uh, Let me see. Tippy said, no, they didn't. I just wanted black men, not women. Sorry, not. But Tippy, you had that. And Baku, that was one of the biggest dudes there. That dude was highly muscular, Tippy. That dude was there. And that dude would sit up there and be jumping directly into fights. On top of starting fights, he would jump directly into fights. And he was the leader of his tribe. Like I said, regardless of how Mbaku is, I got respect for Mbaku, like how it is that they've made his character. I respect how they did that because originally in the comics, his character is named Ape Man, right? Because the tribe and stuff like that. But they were like, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to swap that around a little bit, and we're just going to. He's still going to be a part of the Jabari tribe. He's still going to be the main leader. They're still going to have like the howls and the grunts, but it's going to be more in a respectful type of way and not in so much of a degrading, type of thing. Solo says Spider-Man. Yep. Tippy said they could have used women for their looks and brains. I mean, they had that. Women were all over. You had the queen that took the role, that was sitting on the throne at the moment in time, that her son was no longer there. You had Suri, who was his sister, who was very smart and intelligent. She could basically make a variety of devices, don't matter if it's scientific or medical or both. And then you had other women directly out there. Like you had women that were all across the board, like both education, government, espionage, holding a throne, science, medical, warrior. Like you had 7 different areas where you had women. So it's like they had the bases covered. And the men were also there too. And again, you had some equality going on there, within that. So, no, I know what Tippy's saying. Like she just wanted, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm just saying. Tippy said, I didn't like seeing black men and women fighting each other. I mean, that happens though. Like, look at our families. That naturally happens. We're sitting up there fighting one another. It's getting depicted. There's not a culture out here that I have not seen them depict their men and women basically fighting amongst each other. I've seen this. It don't matter if it's K-dramas. It don't matter if it's Chinese movies, black movies, Latin movies, European movies. It don't matter where you go. Every nation at least has some type of film where the men and the women, boys and the girls, are fighting each other for one reason or another. So I don't even take offense to that one. Solo said, I was saying Blade interacted with Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, that's bars. Yeah. That's facts. Tippy said, not use women as bodyguards. Hey, they were, Dora Milaje, they were efficient. Like I said, I respect women who got the ability to do certain things. They disabled the White Wolf, aka the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier was feared. Like people were like, "Oh shit, it's about to go down." The moment in time you saw him and you saw that arm, yeah, some people people was gonna have problems. And this was like, Captain America's the right hand. Oh yeah, it's gonna be problems. In Adora Milaje, they got him a new vibranium arm. They disabled that without even really messing him up. Did a couple of key codes. Bow, that arm failed. He felt so disrespect. He was like, oh my God. The look of disbelief on Bucky's face when that arm just fell. I was like, damn, they got you, son. They got you. They got you. But like I said, I'm also a fan of Big Barda as well. If you don't know who Big Barda is in DC, do your research. Tall women are the shit. Like I said, tall women are dope. Just saying. But Tibby said, okay, never mind. You got it. Gail said Gaddafi had a fleet of women guards. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do remember that. And then you got to remember, also the women there, they looked beautiful. Like they look great. Now I get that some dudes are like, yo, I don't like women with short hair or women that are bald. I mean, to each of their own. If she looks good, she's going to look good irregardless. Like I said, I looked at those women up there. I'm like, damn. I'm like, hey, looking real cute. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I need to go into Wakanda myself. I need to go into Wakanda myself. I'm like, yo, any of these guys like, yo, y'all want a boyfriend? Say, hey, what's going on? All right, what's happening? You know. But like I said, that's me though. I look at things, vastly different, versus other people. Tippy was like, I'm tall. And this is why I sat up there and told you, Tippy, you should sit up there and take, different self-defense classes. Not even, I mean, of course, so you can protect yourself as well. But also, you got a lot of treacherous women directly out here, and a lot of women out here like jumping other women. So, again, I want you to be, safe and careful directly out here, and don't want nothing happening to you, because I've seen too many videos of women jumping other women, especially if you're tall and you got like the size over like other girls, other women. Oh yeah, they're gonna be sitting up there trying to jump in. So it's like, yo, you gotta be able to, shoulder tackle or give out a couple of good haymakers to the ovaries and knock the wind out of some people. Not saying you gotta sit up there and try to be like a little Mike Tyson, but yo, you gotta be like an Ann Wolf type. If people don't know who Ann Wolf is, go do your research. Ann Wolf is pretty much, if you want a female equivalent of Mike Tyson, that was Ann Wolf. Like I would love to see Ann Wolf and Mike Tyson on the same podcast. And I like, yo, if ever at it, there was a lot of people. Let me explain something. There's a lot of people I wish if I had the money, I could get trained by, like a Bruce Lee or a Mike Tyson. And I also wanted to sit up there and get trained by like an Ann Wolf, because I feel like people have different perspectives, like being a man and a woman. There's going to be different perspectives on how it is that they teach and what they deem to be important, in training somebody. So like I said, I feel like that'll be like a well-rounded type of thing. Like you got both the hardest hitters, both male and female, directly right there as like teachers. Like, yo, that'll be hard. Oh man, that'd be tough. That'd be tough. That'd be tough. Gail said, you better like tall women. My daughter is tall. Well, technically that should also mean that you're tall as well too. Yeah, or unless it came from like your family side or or the father side. Just talking about better like tall. First of all, one of the main girls that I loved back in middle school, never forget her, named Vanessa. She was a tall girl. I want to say she was probably, I was short during that time because I really didn't have a growth spurt. So I was probably about like, was I probably like in like the 5'5" area or something like that? I was probably short, somewhere up in there, right? And she just looked so tall. I'm like, wow. And she was pretty. She was cute. And I was just always, I was like, wow, she is cute. And like we would always sit up there and like and go back and forth and stuff like that. And I knew she liked me. But nothing ever came from it during that time, because we all like graduated during that time, and the school didn't go up to the 8th grade, so I had to go to another school, and then after 8th grade I had to go to another school in order to finish out the 4 years, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. But then later on I actually met her again at a mall. I remember it was Fairlane Mall. I had met her, and it was on the 3rd floor, and she was with a friend. And this was before like people really had cell phones like that. And I just needed like a pen and a piece of paper to try to sit up there and like and get her number. And I was another missed opportunity. I was like, well, it just wasn't meant to be. It happened twice. It just wasn't meant to be. It is what it is. And then I think I got into contact with some old classmates, and I think they said some stuff, but I couldn't really like verify if it was true or not. So it's like, yeah, hopefully she's doing good. Hopefully she's living like a good life and stuff like that. But like I said, like I have been into girls who were taller than me for a very long. I always thought they were like pretty, and 9 times out of 10 they were pretty. Like that's just how it was. It's just how it was. Tippy said, "Okay, start calling them women king then." I believe everybody has titles. If you're a solo woman that is directly on the throne, however it is that a woman wants to be referred to, no problem. I can respect that. That's cool. But yeah, I'm not really at that moment in time. I can sit up there and call you like a champion. I can call you a leader. I can call you a queen. But up until like that time really comes where it's like just a woman sitting on the throne with the crown, and she's like, "Yo, I am the king." Hey, all right, you the king. You got it. You got it. I am not going to sit up there and disapprove. I don't got nothing to say. You got that. You got it, champ. Tippy said, "Get him between the legs, poke him in the eyes." This one was crazy. Tippy said, "I would love to see Ann Wolf versus Mike Tyson." No, Tippy, I'm not talking about verse. I'm talking about on the same podcast. I am not about seeing men and women in a sense fight in that nature. I'm not about that. Not about that. Gail said, "You're speaking facts, Seji. These young chicks, they trying to jump." Yeah. When it like the girls that don't know how to fight always want to try to fight. Notice how the girls that know how to fight ain't never trying to fight nobody. They're minding their business. And then the weak ones that don't know how to fight, where all they do is pull hair, they the main ones trying to jump somebody and always trying to start fights. I done seen it too many times. A lot of the girls that always love fighting don't really know how to fight. This is why you never see them try to jump into the face of a girl that knows how to box, that knows jujitsu, or that knows anything else, or UFC. They're not, especially if it's UFC. Yo, I've never seen an average woman who likes fighting try to sit up there and be like, "Yeah, I'm about to fight this UFC girl. She thought she's big and bad. I'm about to show her what I'm from the street." Nah, you about to get knocked out. It's not even going to be funny, because the moment in time, because this is the thing, those women are trained. So you can pull their hair if you want to. You just brought them closer and they know exactly where to hit you with a haymaker, because you don't know how to dodge. You don't got no head movement. You don't got no type of IQ. You probably don't even got an iron chin. You are down. You were cooked. Tippy said, "Would love to see Bobby Lashley versus Ronda Rousey." This woman here. Look at this. Tippy said, "WTF? Why not?" Tippy said, "Pull hair and do." Yeah, the windmills ain't it. That is just not it. That's not it. That's like the old time fighting where you used to sit up there and see, yeah, put up your dukes, and people were just moving their hands in front of their face and doing like these weird punches. I'm like, I can't believe people actually used to fight like that. I'm like, that is crazy. I understand how people were getting beat, because the way that people were sitting up there fighting didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me talking. I can go on for a very, very long time at this moment in time. Much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody who's been a part of the stream. If you would like to donate specifically to the platform, you can do that by way of Cash App, Patreon, and PayPal. Much love and respect and appreciation to those of you who have donated to the platform. Love you guys a lot. Thank you for everything that it is that you do. And again, we will continue pushing out, videos and different stuff like that. And for Tippy's sake, to remember what she stated, at a point in time, I'll probably do a live stream on Suicide Squad, just talking in general, gameplay getting shown, and I'm probably just going to be doing like the in-game content like I'm doing right now. So that will be the video. So I'm just going to set people up for that so that they know what to, realistically expect from that live stream and what it's going to be about. Tippy said, I don't know why people don't fight like people in the 50s, snapping fingers and dancing first. This is not Greece. Go to sleep. Give me your phone. Get off the internet. Give me your phone. Go to sleep. That is enough internet for you today. Talking about, I don't know why people aren't, snapping their fingers, pizzazz, jazz hands, and breaking out the dancing musical. That's not real life. That is not real life, Tippy. That is not what people say. Oh man. Oh my goodness. This is why I can't deal with y'all. This is exactly why I cannot deal with y'all sometimes. I can't take y'all nowhere. Can't take y'all nowhere. Not at all. Lord have mercy. Cannot believe this. Jazz hands and snapping fingers. Oh my God. Oh, dear God. I'm gonna be laughing about that for the rest of the day. Oh man. Every time I play something now, this is gonna be stuck in my mind now. Thanks, Tippy. Oh, thanks to Tippy. Oh my goodness. But like I said, that's why I love live streams. At a moment of time, stuff like this can happen. Have some nice laughter. Hopefully that transfers through to other people. My fucking left side of my face. I had to watch my words because if I would have said that differently, that would have sounded weird. So yes, the left side of my face basically hurts from smiling. So yeah, I had to make sure to use my words carefully because I already know like Tippy or Gail would have set up and tried to make some type of joke. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. But yeah, hopefully everything transfers over with, like the laughter and stuff like that. Again, hopefully everybody enjoyed the live stream as well. We're on a Sunday, so it's the starting to a brand new week. Get prepared for your Monday work day and whatnot. Hopefully the weather is going to be pretty sound out there for a lot of people, and people make it to and from work safe and sound. Make sure to speak to your family, let them know you love them. Give some good hugs. Stuff like that. Also, love yourself and spend some time. Watching some movies, ordering some food. Doing stuff like that. I said stuff like that. Tippy said, "It's real life." Seji, have you ever seen West Side? Yeah, yeah, I've seen that. I've also seen Outsiders, and I've seen Warriors. Yeah, I've seen all those films. Tippy, you're living back in the happy days type of things. Reality broke for me when I realized that growing up on Nick at Night was not reality. That trying to be 14, trying to find a wife was not the exact thing that you're supposed to be doing. Trying to bog down and trying to get a relationship early. That's not what you were really supposed to sit up there and do. And then also finding out the fact over time that Fonzie failed high school and he was basically an adult messing with teenagers. Yeah, it's crazy. That's the craziest thing to go back and look at that and to understand that. Like a lot of those girls might have been like 14, 15, 16. That dude is a failure in high school and still there. Craziness, completely crazy. I think there was an episode where he finally graduated. Insane. DC said pause. Yeah, that's why I sat up there and said that different. I was like, yeah, left side of my face from smiling. Yeah. I had to use those words because I already knew. Somebody was gonna say it. I knew it. Tibby said people used to break dance in the 80s. That's a form of fighting. Oh my God. Nope, we're going to end it directly on that, Tippy. We are not about to do this. We are not about to do this. Like, yeah, people break dance. You seen Crush Groove and people break dancing and doing all this. It's a form of martial arts called capoeira. So yeah, I know. No, we ain't doing this, Tippy. I already knew we was about to do this. As soon as you said that, I automatically heard Tekken 8, and here comes a new fighter, Eddie Gordo. Yeah, we ain't doing this, Tippy. We are not about to do this. But like I said, I love you guys a lot. Love having these interactions. at a certain point in time, we will, be back on and being able to hear everybody talk and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that is going to be comical the moment of time that that takes place, just like it used to be. It's going to be some comical things. Very, very comical. Very comical. But anyways, love you guys a lot. Appreciate you guys for being here. And I'm about to go heat up a Cinnabon or some pizza slices and get back to this game here, because we've been streaming for almost about 3 hours and 34 minutes. Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. So yep, I will catch you guys later. Love you guys a lot. Respect you, appreciate you, value you guys a lot, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, Gail. Peace out. So yeah. I'm not even gonna do it. Yeah, peace out.